Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. In fact, the last live stream in this playlist of streams that are representing me destroying this ocean. I say the last stream, it's the last stream of this part of the project. The playlist might include the future things like digging down under that or anything else we do. But as you can see, we have drained this ocean some inordinate amount right now. All of this used to be water right here. There is something like 500,000 water blocks that now are air blocks instead, and the results really are beautiful. I enjoy looking at this, an amount that I almost can't describe to you. And so in today's video, live stream thing, I'm gonna be going ahead and I'm gonna be draining this entire thing into, or rather I should say, I'm gonna be extending this, and I'm gonna be putting up actual walls, because personally, I feel like the gravel walls, they serve a purpose, but also they're kind of ugly, right? Like, we can all agree the gravel's nice and all, but wouldn't it be cooler if there was an actual ending to this? And so my plan, after the next wall of gravel, of course, which is going to go ahead as planned, is to take some of these ice blocks that we're mining and we have access to anyway, and use these ice blocks to make a giant ice wall that will start right over here. And that way, when we remove the the gravel that is behind it, you know what will happen? What will happen is there'll be a giant ice wall. I actually don't know how that'll look. It could be one of the worst ideas we ever make. But yeah, today we are finishing the project. It's gonna be crazy. The only thing crazier than that is the fact that this is like hour 30 in the project. We're really deep into this, and it's one of those ideas that really is dumb to do. I mean, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, this was unnecessary, but wasn't it fun that we did it anyway? Isn't the result something great? And I personally enjoy that. It's going to be great, says Jackie Ann. Thank you. I think already I'm excited by it. I like that we're going to get an extra bit of progress out of it anyway. But I really do believe, genuinely, honestly, whatever other adjective I need to say to make you believe it. Isn't it annoying when people say stuff like, yeah, like, honestly, though? I think I heard fireworks. Or guns. You never know which it is, right? You never can be sure. Yeah, very, very many of them too. Yeah, basically, I lost my train of thought. You know what, fireworks, you're terrible. There is a really interesting debate about, like, fireworks, right? Like, like I say in the last, like, couple decades, we've gotten really, protective of what can and can't, like, annoy us, audibly, right? Like, also, Kit Kat, not to judge you, but you have not drained the whole ocean, Toycat, says Kit Kat. Okay, actually, you know, I figured I should, discuss that one, actually. I wondered if it would come up, but we'll go for it anyway. Also, London Doe, I do read your message, it's great. Fireworks are bad for animals. I'm gonna try and leave that to the side for now, because, like, there are lots of things that humans do that are bad for animals, and they suck. You know, and, like, I always felt like it was a particularly... I know, it's like, you know, think about the children, you know? It's like, well, you know, should that be our first thought? Or should, you know, anyway, so, there's an interesting thing because, like, fireworks are just this permission to create loud noises that the rest of society then has to bear. And the benefit that you get from these loud noises is, oh yeah, well, they look pretty. It's like, wait, so they look pretty and you can make loud noises? It's like, yeah, well, the loud noise makes the pretty better. It's like, it does? I mean, it could do. You're right, it's like it's an interesting, like, little societal thing where you'll agree, like, yeah, I mean, the pretty looks are totally worth the loud noises. And then if anyone says no, it's like, well, you know, I disagree. And then, so it's an impasse, and so we'll just leave it that way instead. Also, congratulations on the rather nice, Emerald Cat, I agree. By the way, thank you, Cat Beanie, she's our newest mod who's been helping us out a lot recently. Would like to say a little thank you. Pew pew fireworks. So yeah, like, there are fireworks right now in the background, and they're making my job a little harder, but we'll ignore that for now. We'll focus on the fact that, like, yeah, they make my life hard, and I don't get any of the benefits, because I'm not looking at them. And, like, I could start looking at them, but, like, imagine anything else being justified that way, like, oh yeah, loud music. You know, I'm just gonna play it publicly, like, right outside your house. And, like, you know, if you want to enjoy it, you can, and so it's fine. Also, Diluted Dante, thank you very much for the tip. This is big... Wait, what was the tip? This big open space looks like the perfect place for you to make an ocean. You know what? Chat, what do you think? Wouldn't this space be perfect if we like filled it with water? I think that'd be great. By the way, something really cool that Harrison just did. I don't know if it'll show up on my thing, but YouTube has a really cool feature now where it lets you post a new message, like a super chat in chat, when you hit a milestone for being membered for a certain amount of time. And I think it's really useful because during the course of these streams, you might have noticed if you watch them all, during the course of these Draining the Ocean streams, I've had something called the Wheel of Toycat. Let me see if it's in shot right now. I've had something called the Wheel of Toycat, which is right over there. Wait, can you see it? My screen is set up all terribly for this. Sorry. There's the Wheel of Toycat. Maybe you could see some fireworks if you looked hard enough too. But I've got the Wheel of Toycat. I spin it when someone becomes a member. And there's like an interesting quandary that actually is pretty valid. Is like, so why would anyone like stay a member? Because if you become a new member, then you can wheel a Toycat. And if you stay a member, you just get a slightly better badge. And it's like, well, I mean, ideally your support or lack thereof should be determined more based on like whether you want to support something. But like, you know, I do agree that like doing it based on the rewards makes some sense. You know, some people don't care what supporting is. They just love to see me drink pickle juice, whatever else it is. And so I think that as a result, I think as a result of that, like, I think the YouTube membership, having the member milestones or whatever they're called, is a really cool thing. Like, Cat has hit 25 months now. That is a nutty amount of time, 25 months. Can you do anything for 25 months? Like, me 25 months ago, I was, it was August 2019. I was, I don't even know what I did that month, if I'm being entirely honest with you. I know I got sick for the last time in September of 2019. That was the last time I was like genuinely sick. It was terrible. I get sick like once every few years, and like it was unpleasant. I was like, wow, it would be better if I wasn't sick right now. But it didn't come true just because I said it somehow. Almost like your wants don't immediately become real just because you say them loud enough. But you know, but I'm allowed to yell my wants at my neighbors, is my point. Also, I'm glad everyone's enjoying the membership milestones. Enjoy the lobster rolls to the cat. I hope Streamlabs can add them to the whole. I hope they can add them to the. What's the word I'm even looking for here? Like the alert box, so we can see them on the screen. Because that's how, personally, like that's how I even look at the messages now. Like, there's a big box that tells me what's showing up, and it's real good. Minecraft, but the Toycat is Toycat, says David Salamano. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. We're gonna have to go back to making, like, normal streams after this. It's been so long on this project, I forgot what a normal stream even means. I'll admit, because, you know, like, when you do, like, part 14 of a stream, it makes it harder for new viewers to get in, and so I haven't seen the viewing numbers in a while, but I think they're significantly down. And so, you know, like, there's probably a element of nicety to that about it all. But, yeah, I don't even know what to do from a normal stream after this. Also, isn't this a normal stream, says Marbet? I would say this is like, I guess the word I was looking for then is like, go back to a normal streaming, you know, I guess coming up with a new idea for each stream. I really love, okay, so I think everyone has a certain desire in their brain, like there's a perfect balance of this that everyone wants. Like predictability in life. Like if your life gets too predictable, you might as well die. That's a threat, not a piece of advice. But you know, like when life gets too predictable, are you even alive anymore? Is a valid question you can ask. But I think there really is an amount of predictability you like. If like I would prefer to know what I'm doing in a day rather than having to be like, okay, let's come up with an idea. If that idea is bad, then the whole stream was not worthwhile. You can see this if you look at the metrics. Like, there are just some ideas for a stream that make people go, yeah, I want to watch that. And there are some ideas for a stream where people are like, yeah, no, not my thing. And then it's even worse than just like, oh yeah, you don't get as many viewers, so you don't get as many, you know, ad plays, and fewer new people see it, so you get fewer subscribers. You get people popping in being like, lol, your channel's dead. And it's like, okay, thank you for using this one video as proof of that one. But it's like there's something about confidently wrong people that hurts. But also I think it's got to be like it's an insecurity of like when your stream underperforms, it's bad enough when you see that, but knowing that like the whole world is looking does make it a little bit worse. Yeah, I think that I made a library biome on my realm, says Michael D. It's funny you say that. That was the funniest thing I think I saw during realm review today. I enjoyed it a lot. Don't you worry. I'm just here to listen to Toycat talk. Yeah, I always figured I'm talking too businessy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Should we talk about chilies? I think that chilies are spicy unless they're the country, in which case they're only spicy in their governance. This is the first Ocean stream I've been able to catch because of work, and unfortunately, it's the last. You know what? We can never say never. There's going to be some other related projects, I imagine, if that makes you feel any better. I'm scared to let you know my realm again. Oh, my pickaxe is going to die if I don't keep an eye on it soon. Been watching your videos for a few years now. Finally caught one of your streams live. Here's something back for the many hours of enjoyment you've been giving me. Thank you so much, Daria Bell. Daria Bell. Daria_Bell. You know, I know your comment's really nice and I should be focusing on that, but I'm always more interested in the names. Like, I wonder, Daria has like a weird Irish vibe to it, but then Bell, you know, it's a very normal last name. And is it a pound super chat? So, you know what? I've lost it all. But no, thank you very much. I'm glad you even watched the streams, let alone enjoyed them. Let alone decided to show up to one live and talk about it. But no, yeah, you would have figured the smart money on YouTube is in finding a core audience that wants to watch you no matter what you upload, or something along those lines. But the much smarter thing, or maybe YouTube incentivizes this for a reason, because they don't want you to have, you know, control over an audience. They want them to have the audience, and you to make the videos for that audience. It seems like it's exactly the opposite of true. Having a whole bunch of casual people float in and out is the thing that, like, YouTube's whole system is set up to recommend, versus, okay, we're going to keep on building the wall, but I need to have the ocean effect, or I'm going to die real soon. The whole system on YouTube feels like, okay, I'm going to start choking. Should I keep on going? I'm going to keep on, yeah, we go. Perfectly timed. I knew what I was doing amazingly there. So, okay, how long have you been working on this project for? Quite a few weeks now. Quite a few weeks. I decided, like, midway through to start working on a video about it. And I feel like the videos go, oh, hello, Big Salmon. It's good to see you. Fun fact, my name is actually Daria, says Dasha. Yes, I can't even make a Russian joke about Dasha being said funny. Dasha is actually pronounced Dalia, because R's in Russian are actually SHs. Yeah, I don't understand the Cyrillic alphabet in the slightest. Like, you look at the city of Moscow and it's spelt like Mokba, and it's like, it still said Moscow, somehow. I don't think it is Moscow precisely, but it's something like that. It's like, how do the letters make sense? How does the B make an O sound? How does the A make a W sound? What's the... How do the first four letters manage to line up perfectly, but then the last two go so wrong? It's, I don't know for sure. Moscow. Yeah, Americans say it Moscow instead of Moscow, and it's one of the most, like, irking things to me. You know, I wanted to make a whole video about things I like and dislike about American English. And American pronunciations of places far away from America is definitely the worst part of it, right? You know, Moscow does sound like a really good addition to Minecraft. Instead of adding the flower cow, they should add the Moscow. That is a great idea. I could answer all your questions, but where's the fun in that? All I want in life is microwave potato fast food again. That's all I want. I'm watching through your Ocean Drain playlist, so don't spoil anything, says Josh She. I don't know if there's anything that can be spoiled. Like, spoiler alert, I drained the ocean, and then every episode it got a little bit more drained. But, no, yeah, I think the business angle on YouTube is very interesting. Because I know, like, there's a lot of things that seem like they would be smart that are actually the exact opposite, because you're focusing on this system that you upload onto. And I can think of very few other jobs where it's like not more important to do your job, but to do all the things around it. Or maybe that's how it's always been true. And that's how this is, but I feel crazy. Also, you gave it away. I'm sorry for spoiling the ocean draining series of streams. I really dropped the ball on this one. Apologies. So we're just gonna fill this in. We'll let there be a gap in it, just because then I can swim in and out. And then we'll be great. Yeah, it still concerns me there are people who ask if Toycat's playing Bedrock Edition. Isn't it obvious that it's Bedrock? Honestly, you'd be surprised. I think the majority of Minecraft players can't spot the difference between Bedrock and Java at a glance. Also, DogGirl51. Why is it? Witches and hexagons everywhere I look recently. Is the universe trying to send me a message? I still have, like, every time I play, I'm still, like, terrified of witches now. I'm like, oh no, one's gonna come get me. I was considering, if you don't know, so I released a map, Ultra Hard Survival Hex, this week. I'm really excited. It's been, like, a year in development. I was thinking of playing the entire thing, like, through to completion. But so it wasn't spoilers, I was thinking of waiting a bit. What's, like, an appropriate amount of time to wait? Also, howdy, Toycat, says James. Thank you, James, so kindly for your donation to the live stream. You knew that would happen when you said howdy, Toycat, didn't you? You knew that would happen. That was a deliberate plan. I've died on hards. I've died so hard, so many times. It is not an easy map. I'm thinking I might like again, I like to cheese things. I might like just go super hard on, you know, get some diamonds, or even just get full iron armor, and then like find a nice enchantment table. Because lapis is going to be easy enough to find. And then I do happen to know there are enchantment tables in existence. Even if there aren't, it's like 4 obsidian and a book. And then just have decent enough armor and a shield, and then power my way through everything. Will the Hex Survival be available in Java? I can't. So sadly, you can't release exact copies of maps that are on the marketplace off the marketplace, because then it would be them like, you know, like selling things that are free basically. I think it's a bit of a shame because I would love to have my own distribution platform for things, but like you can't beat inside Minecraft. The one I'd want to do is I want to have a system where it's like, yeah, do you want to buy, you know, maps like a year after they're available? Pay what you want, you know. If you think it's worth $3, pay $3. You think it's worth, you know, $1, pay that. You think it's worth $1 million, then don't give me your money. Can confirm I knew that would happen, says James. You know, do you ever think about sometimes, like when you're inside your own brain, you think you're such a complex being. You're like, yeah, people just don't understand me, man. I've got such deep thoughts and feelings. And then you realize, like, someone does a thing and they know the response it will get, and then it does. And you're like, huh. You know, even though I'm coordinates equals bedrock, also by the man's map, search ibxtoycat maps in the marketplace. Yeah, the coordinates are the biggest sign, but the second biggest one is when you swim. There's a little, or when you swim, sprint, or anything else. There's a little character model in the top right. The hotbar used to be the other giveaway. It used to be 1 pixel off center. They fixed it since then, however. Crazily. Yeah, I agree with Diluted Dante by the map. You know what's really weird is if you go on the website for ibxtoy maps, it doesn't show the map being available there. But yeah, if you go on the marketplace, search ibxtoy maps, you'll find Hexed. I'm curious. I want to see how many people have reviewed it at some point actually, because that's like my indication of like sales. Like I assume 1 in every 10 to 100 people review a map. We can find out right now actually. I'm getting confused. This stream has very few views, but it has dislikes. That means someone went out their way to join your stream and dislike. Why, says Bearman. Ooh, Bearman. That's a fun username. First of all, I think the dislike button on YouTube is one of those things that like people, you know, like we want to believe it has significance. It's like again, it ties into this whole like, you know, like YouTube is actually a god that we worship in weird ways. Did I want to do that? Yeah, I did. And so like no one understands dislikes fully, but they get the feeling that they're not good. I mean, people always talk about them, so they must have some impact on something, right? And so yeah, like, you know, like if I don't know, if there's like a minor grievance and people are like, I'm mad, I'd like to show it. So, you know, maybe the stream was delayed a little bit, and they're like, well, 5 minutes, I can't deal with this. Where'd you expect me to find 5 minutes, crazy man? Also, thank you for this big salmon as your support message, Spud Sprout. Yeah, also this is your first Toycat stream, says London Doe. I'm glad to see that you made it. Good username. I don't know what your profile picture is, but it's very green. Also, contrarians of the cat chat. You totally shouldn't tip Toycat. As we all know, Toycat hates being tipped. You totally shouldn't do it. Yeah, would break my heart. I don't know how I would deal with it, and honestly. You better not do that, you pesky rascals. Hobbit being one big sloth perfectly described how buggy Bedrock once was. It's still kind of, but it's getting better. Yeah, I'd say every single, I don't want to say year, but Minecraft Bedrock is getting closer and closer to just being real Minecraft, but different every year. It's been a wild ride, because like when I first started getting really into it, because of Better Together and the whole no more console updates thing, it was definitely on the first end of that spectrum. But there was like a critical point where I was like, okay, I can live with this, and I felt like it's a weird Minecraft when you have to be like, you know, how many bugs can you live with? Not will there ever be a bug-free state. It's like, how many of the bugs are you willing to accept to be happy in life? And you know, maybe if more of us asked that question, we'd be happier. I have not disliked. I respect a Minecraft YouTuber that also likes geography. Says, damn, Daniel. I think it's so interesting how many people like ended up finding and following both channels, and like it's been weird because for the last year there's been a lot of cross-pollination the other way, where people found the geography videos, then found out I made Minecraft ones, and were like, you know, he can't be all too bad if he likes geography. It's actually not what I actively like seek and want, because again, if you subscribe but don't like watch many videos, it's like actually very bad. Algorithmically speaking, and so yeah, it's one of those things I've been thinking about at some great length. Yeah, it's cool, you know, ignoring the whole like, I feel like thinking about the business implications of these sorts of things too much probably is a bad idea. Sometimes you just gotta be like, does it feel good or bad? And it feels good. Thank you for making me feel good, man, on the internet. Cultural cross-pollination. I like how you immediately did an American accent, read out, damn, Daniel. I was gonna try and go for the actual, damn, Daniel, back at it again with those white, whatever it is, bands, I want to say. But it's been so long since I saw that meme. I have a friend called Daniel who despises that, because for so long, everyone would go, damn, Daniel, thinking they were the first one. And he'd have to be like, this again. And, isn't that, like, I as someone who, like, has a very public thing, it's really, I have this exact same feeling on, like, things that people think they're the first one to say to me, but definitely aren't. Like, when I'm reading the comments a lot, I'll notice, like, the weirdest one to me is, like, the top comment will say something, and you'll still get hundreds of extra comments saying that same thing. And it's like, how did you type in a comment without reading the top comment? Like, it's literally the first one that comes up. You can't get to the comment section and miss this. Are you just trying to repeat their opinion to be popular? Do you not realize that your exact same words are the ones they've said? I don't know. I find it to be, like, wacky and weird and painful. Also, I kind of look like Eustace, Phoenix's other great channel. Every time someone says I look like someone, I'm like, oh, I don't like the person people say I look like. That's not a compliment, you know? No one's ever like, you look like, insert male model here. It's always, you look like the strange guy from that one Netflix show. Or like, you look like the serial killer in this one movie. And it's like, hey, I would serial kill at most one part. That's not even a serial kill. That's just a single kill. Yeah, that's a direct threat. You want to cross my path and find out if I'm being real? Ooh, I just got a parking space booking. Do you want to know something interesting? You know what? Let me tell you about the joys of not driving a car. By the way, I'm learning to drive next week, but not so I can drive, but so I can like have the ability to drive. It's a long story why. But I have a parking space in front of my house, and I rent it out, and I get £4 a day, and it's very exciting being me. You know, that's passive income. I'm the landowning class now. I make money because I have money. Which isn't it? I mean, I have money because I have land, which is a form of money, really, at this point in time. In a time where people are seeking safe assets, land is money. Toycat probably gets comments like, damn, he's unique and entertaining. I'm a sub. That's what I would comment. See, that is a very nice comment, Dasher. Very, very big appreciation. Yeah, you're doing pretty good with your base. Thank you, Matthew Roderick. I don't get that comment all the time. I know. I think it's something about, you know how I was saying earlier, like, we like to think we're these deep, complex beings, and then someone can say howdy, Toycat, and I'll go, howdy, fella. Like, it's not even like a controlled impulse. I don't know that I'm gonna go howdy, fella. You know I'm gonna go howdy, fella, when you say that. And it's like, isn't that weird that, you know, I can think that I am a multifaceted being with a complex, you know, set of thoughts in my brain, but at the same time, you know, be prone to just be like, yeah, I'll speak American if you say the right set of words to me without neuron activation. Yeah, it's like muscle memory, but for the brain. If only we had a term for muscle memory, but not for muscles, but for the brain. Sadly, we don't have such a term. There's just no way to describe memories that are not in your muscles. If only there was. Also, Matthew Roderick, thank you so much for the $1.99 tip. And, but it's interesting, right? Because I think we actually are, I think there's a lot of, like, subconscious stuff going on. And one of the worst or best things, probably not best, but one of the strangest things about humans is when you're angry, your ability to think rationally really goes out the window pretty bad. I'd say also when you're sad. Like I'd say, one of the big reasons that you should try to be happy is not just because happy is a good state of mind, is because when you're happy, or at least satiated, you make better decisions. When I'm hungry, all I can think about is my next,
Howdy.
Howdy, partner. It's good to see you, Spud Sprout. See, and because I saw that one coming, I'm like, oh, see, it's not actually automatic. I saw that one coming, so I totally knew where that one was going to go. The real question is, can you say howdy in a British accent? Howdy, fella. How are you doing on this fine day? I cannot do a real British accent because I always assume my accent is British, but then people tell me it's definitely not, and it hurts my feelings. But it is a true fact. Howdy, fellow. It is good to see you on this magnificent day we find ourselves conversating on. Peak English. Yes, this is the way the language is supposed to be spoken. Howdy, Toycat, says High-Rise 75. See, that time I looked at it and I was like, I should start doing American, but my mouth was already in American mode. I don't even. You have a wonderful Toycatish accent. British Toycat sounds less British than normal Toycat. Ah, there we go. That's the nice thing. Also, no contrarians in Cat's chat today, apparently. Anyways, give Toycat money because he deserves it. I think that the reason the thing I always like to say is like the money thing, because if it's just like give money for the, like, it shouldn't be on what the end result is. It should be on like, you will feel better if you support something you care about. If you hate these streams and you tip me, you might feel worse about the whole thing. If you're doing it just because you want to see your name on screen, then you might genuinely feel bad about that interaction because your name will be gone from the screen in just a second. But if you care about, like, David from chat has a really good line on this, that it's like supporting the arts. You know, you get to feel like a wealthy billionaire who's like, yes, I will allow the arts to continue with my fine grace. You know, like, he didn't say that bit, but that's the bit I always feel whenever I support something I care about. It's like, yeah, you feel good. It is a positive feeling. And so, yes, please do a roadman accent. This is my best roadman accent. I think if I try too much harder, it might get offensive. I think we're into American again now. Oh no, that's not what I was going for. You should the rest of the stream in an American accent. We should have a sub goal be American Toycat for the entire stream. By the way, speaking of sub goals, the breathalyzer stream. Got the breathalyzer here still. I got a whole ton of rums for Christmas, like tasting rums, and I figured we could use those as the as the every 10-minute thing. Maybe I take rum after that if I do that, actually. But yeah, I think this weekend, probably Saturday morning, like early on Saturday, is when we want to do that. So yeah, what do you reckon, chat? Should we do should American Toycat be a member goal? If we hit 400, I guess it should be a funny. What's an American number? If we hit you know what? We'll work it out. As long as you don't go back to the. Oh man, that was so Indian. I am from the Netherlands. We speak very Dutch over here. We have many waterways in the Netherlands. 1776, 420, 9/11. Man, it would. I feel like the 9/11 is that one thing that people are like, yeah, it's not like other offensive things. It like matters because it's like, you know, it's like real. You know, we were there, man. And it's like, were you there, or did it happen on the other side of your country, and you're trying to claim it as a you thing? Like, do I get to claim the Dunblane massacre for me? It's like, well, it was a big shooting that happened somewhere in the United Kingdom. Do I live in Dunblane? No. I saw trains going there when I was in Edinburgh earlier this year, and I was like, man, you know that's like the worst tourism campaign you can have. Because the moment I saw the train, I was like, could go to the mass shooting place, or I could not. Make sure Seed Sunday gets recorded before the boost stream, or way better idea. Drunk Seed Sunday. Yeah, so chat, besides 9/11, what's a good number of members to set up a American Toycat stream? Well, you see, I feel like I could make a really fun stream out of it too, actually. I would pay for that. Drink for me too, because I can't. You know what? I think that if you drink, you know, you would be drinking for 2 people, and so as a result, it would be half as much of a problem. So that's Dr. Toycat's recommendation. Please listen. Okay, do I break this one below me or that one up there? I'm gonna do this one. Definitely listen. You know, 100%. No one's ever gone wrong by doing that. Okay, that's not ideal. Guess we got our torch back. 384 members. That's definitely how it works. My grandmother smoked when my mother was in the womb. The womb? In the belly. Yeah, well, it is the womb. Why is the okay, you know what? I don't understand female anatomy. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. But like, okay, how is there space for all those things in there? Where is that space on me? Okay, look, right here, I don't have a womb as best I can tell. I've never had a doctor confirm or deny if I'm intersex, but as best I can tell, there's no womb in here. Like, shouldn't I have a ton of empty space? Like, where is it? Like, I'm pushing as hard as I can, and I'm not finding this, like, this space that I just don't understand. Where it's full of worms. I have it. Are my intestines just bigger? The organs get squished. So are my intestines less squished than every woman's, and especially pregnant women's? Because pregnant women's, their bellies go out when that happens, right? If it's squished, you just expect what you'd expect, right? Is just their intestines go from this thick to like this thin, in a way. My guts can be squished and my stomach can be large. Also, drunk realm review, please, says Diluted Dente. I'd just be really mean to people. It wouldn't be good for anyone. Aren't men's bladders bigger? Oh yeah, the bladder is slightly bigger, and there's a place of fun attached back there. I have heard. Definitely an interesting place to say the least. But I've paid attention to those science graphs. You know, there's some wacky stuff going on inside the lady belly, and I just like, as a result, like, do women have more stomach issues than men? Like, is that possible? Is it not? Prostate is a child-friendly word, is it not? I feel like prostate something about it is like, you don't want to be the source of someone's first time googling that. Like, I don't mind if you hear me saying, you know, like, I don't know, I don't want anyone's first experience looking that up and being like, ooh, that's quirky and fun. You know, it just doesn't seem like the sort of thing that, like, I guess on a personal level, I don't want like, someone's first Googling of that word to come after I said it, because then they'll remember, like, I still remember, when I first learned about, the fact that ladies, get this right, once a month, women just bleed right out of their, the people, whatever, you know, once a month, just blood comes right out of there. Like, just, you know, like, it's, you know, you know, there's that thing of, like, well, if it bleeds for more than 3 days and doesn't die, you shouldn't trust it. There's a funny joke in there. But, like, that I'll avoid for now. All the changes pregnancy does to the body scare me so much, says Marbet. I don't see how it could not. It is actually insane. Not like, oh, that's funny. But anyway, I remember I read it in this, like, thing, and I was like, that sounds nuts. And then I looked it up, and I was like, whoa, that's like true. That's a legit fact. Just all the time, most, like, not all women, but like the vast majority of women too. Like all the people I'm around, you know, like it's something like the average cycle is 28 days, and the average length is like 6 to 7 or something like that. Just a quarter of women at a given point in time are actively bleeding. And it's like, what? That sounds like the opposite. Like, how has this fact escaped me until this point in time? How? And then, anyway, there's a lot of other things that came very briefly after that. But my point of all of this is just to say, that, you know, I remember Googling it for the first time, and I remember being like, huh, that's interesting. Why say that publicly, says Nathan Moses. See, right, like that's uncomfortable to you. That's, you know, and same with, like, if we talk about, the weird things, inside a men's body, it's like, ooh, yeah, that's uncomfortable to me. There's this whole thing that we're just like, yeah, let's just not talk about it. And it's like, but isn't that important? And it's like, well, not in polite conversation. It's like, why is it not? This is a safe place for prostate period talk. See, right, like, I did have both those things combined about once a month, right out the... No, I had to go to a doctor for that. That was a whole thing. You know what? Everyone remembers where they were the first time they bled out of their behind, right? Everyone has very strong memories of the first time that happens to. And they're never pleasant memories. It's never like, oh yeah, my buddy Dave, he invited me over for some I don't know, some drinks, some fire. And you know, like, and then I ate so much hot sauce that I bled violently from my precious cavity. No one's ever like that. These stream topics, imagine a Texas accent for this. I do not share that experience. You know, you'll get there one day, Peen. You'll get there one day. One day we'll reach that state. What did I just walk in on? Says Canis. I've always found the list of topics that are, like, socially acceptable and not to be very interesting, because even though it's like a lot of people find it really awkward to talk about things like that, and that's what makes the conversation so good in a way, because you know this is the first time a lot of people are having them. And it's like you at some point before now you should have spoken about, you know, the genuine issues that actually, like, okay, yeah, if something bleeds down there, it's probably because there's a tear. Yeah, tear down there. Yeah, think about that. And, like, but if it happens more than a few times, it's a sign of a lot of bad things. It's one of the early symptoms of cancer. You know, same with if when the blood and guts come out of your front butt, you know, if that hurts, there's a sign you might have a very serious not even, I would say very mildly serious but very common condition. You should speak to someone about it rather than assuming it's the default. Or rather than assuming it's so rare that, you know, like, all right, I guess assume that it is, like, common enough, but that you need to do something, I guess. I know, I guess I get it, like, it's, when things aren't spoken about, they become hard to speak about because you don't even know how to start a conversation. Like, oh hey fellas, how's it going? So, you know, when you bleed out of your a mildly severe condition called being a woman. No, but if it hurts, that's not called being a woman, right? Like I don't, or like if it hurts significantly. I think it's like genuinely not common for it. Whatever, we're not going to talk about it. But my point here, family friendly, says Bone Sheep. See, that's another interesting angle on it. Is it family unfriendly to talk about the you know the natural cycle inside of a you know a person? And the answer's like, okay, maybe not actually, because that's a part of sex education. I've always thought it's weird, by the way. Why is that a part of sex education? Why? Also, thank you very much, James. So you're telling me losing blood for that area non-stop isn't normal? Only if you don't want it. If you want it, then it's perfectly normal. You'll die nice and early from the colon cancer, but otherwise it'll be fine. Half the world population goes through this, so it's kind of weird that we don't speak enough about it. Yeah, I find a lot of very gendered issues to be interestingly unspoken about, and it's like, shouldn't we though? Shouldn't we give it a little try every now and then? Family friendly is a dumb concept. What if said family isn't friendly? You know, exactly, Dasher. I agree wholeheartedly. How can you be family friendly to a family that is not friendly? I think it all comes down to that basic notion of like protecting the what's the polite way to describe this? Like there are like hard conversations to have out there. Wouldn't it be easier if we all just had easier conversations? And so like when you're watching media, you know, don't you just want it to be like, oh, isn't it? What'd you get when you cross a rabbit with a shovel? You get a bouncing, you know, I wish I'd sheltering children. I mean, I also think though, because I used to be really heavily on board with that, Dane, that not talking about serious things is just sheltering children and like hiding them from the real world. But as I age, as I become a more jaded human being, but no, as I age, I kind of realize more and more that like there are a few things that learning too early in the wrong way will, I don't want to say mess you up, but like will have adverse impacts on you, like genuinely forever. Plus, you have to learn it somewhere or another at some point. Because when you learn something wrong the first time, it can take a lot of undoing to get that wrong out of you. And so there is value in having the conversation right. And the definition of right will genuinely change from person to person. So there's a good argument to be made, or an argument to be made at least, that, yeah, well, the parent knows their child the best. They're the only one who should have talks about bleeding out the butt, the front butt, you know, anywhere in between. You know, or all these sorts of things. That pleasant stream, so I'm a little behind. When you're pregnant, your organs get smooshed to the back and the baby grows. Good accidental crash happened right there. That's a shame. Honestly, it's been. I think that's my first stream crash of the last 6 months. I got new RAM, and I actually. Well, the bigger thing is that I fixed the existing RAM. Like it was installed, funnily and wrongly. We have to sign into a Microsoft account real quick. Yeah, I think when I don't know why. Oh yeah, Bedrock's full on. This is why I try not to play on PC. It is not a fan. I think someone said if you close and open Minecraft, it'll reload all the correct settings. Let's hope that's correct. Also, your RAM rant got me to finally upgrade. I run Minecraft like 20 frames faster now. Yeah, RAM's one of those things you just don't think about because like you have enough or you don't, and if you don't, then it's bad, and if you do, then it's all good. No, yeah, we're gonna play with a giant UI, and because for some reason the settings for Minecraft reset when your computer crashes. I don't know why that is. Yeah, apologies. Now we have to replug and whatnot our controller in. See if we can do that in time. Oh god, look at the size of those. Oh, look at the size of those buttons right there. Oh, okay, and let's remove that. And now let's... Okay, there we go. Oh my god, stop hitting me. You don't... It's the least... Look at the size of this UI. I cannot get over the massiveness of it all. I don't know why that resets every time. It feels... Oh, it's reset my controls too? Why? What a dumb thing. How does Minecraft crashing lose... Like, all my controls are wrong. Up on the D-pad, down on the D-pad is drop item, B is crouch, up is change perspective. What's that all about? Okay, well this is fun. I don't know if Toycat's maps are available on Xbox. I can't seem to find them. Allow me to show you, because I'm going through the menus anyway. Why would it do this to me? What did I do to it? So we have to go through, set FOV back up to 70. We definitely want classic, but we want -1. See, these settings stayed. Why does it just the FOV and, you know, I'm not thinking about it too hard. Let's show you. Okay, we have to reset our controls. So here are the controls I use. I use B for drop item. I use toggle perspective on the left stick. I don't use anything for sprint. I maybe should. We put emote on the left, chat on the right, and pick block on the up. There we go. Those are my controls. Also, I think fly down. Yeah, we got that. Oh, it's fly down slow. Yeah, sneak fly down should be right stick. There we go. Okay, so now let's show you how you can get yourself your very own hexed. You can either search just hexed on the store. There you go. Oh, it's 5-star. Thank you to the 10 people who have rated it so far. Again, you can assume about 100 people have checked it out so far. Thank you to all of you. Wow, this is a great map. I would also like to rate it 5 stars. I don't think I can tell people to rate it 5 stars, but I can heavily hint that I enjoy those very much. So yeah, you know, I haven't submitted it yet. We're glad you're having a good time. I'm glad I'm having a good time too. Anyway, yeah, a lot of people have been enjoying the, again, very few maps in the marketplace are an actual challenge you've got to beat, and that's something I enjoyed making. Esports be like. Okay, yeah, it's always a little frustrating when my PC crashes. I think we're gonna... There's a few solutions I've been thinking about for a while to it, but I didn't think we needed any. But you know, I didn't think a lot of things that turned out to be incorrect. Also, do I even need the wall of gravel here? It might be better off just placing the sponges on the side directly of the ice. Maybe. Yeah, maybe for the less deep bits we could do that, and then the more deep bits we'll just use gravel like before. Or maybe we could have gravel be like every other block. Yeah, I think that might be the smart way to do this, actually. If we make gravel in, like, big old columns. Then if we do it this way... Okay, this is not faster at all. If we make gravel big columns, then it should, and I'm definitely saying should here, it should be slightly easier, because now the water can't source as easy. And also we've got a place to place the blocks up, so like there, and then one a little down there, and then over here, and then over here, and then over here, and then there, and then all the crazy nonsense. And the end goal should be that we have just like that. I don't know if that was actually an efficient thing, honestly. I still feel like the marketplace not loading for many people is the reason for less ratings. You know what? Yeah, I had a hard time sorting through the marketplace this week. It was very sad. Toycat, is your favorite song Sweden? It's definitely up there, Yoked. Fun name, by the way, Spoongies. You know, how silly of me to pronounce it, not Spoongies. Very embarrassing. Glad no one caught on to that. The marketplace page should strictly show Toycat's maps on the front page. I agree, Londondo. Oh, London. It's not London Do, it's Londondo. Do you ever just realize something that clicks in the moment? But, yeah, I think it's always fun when someone, like, realizes something about you that you don't know about you. Because it's like, yeah, you spend all this time with yourself. And sometimes it's that thing where when you're too close to a problem, it's too hard to see it because you're too invested in it. Which sounds like it should be the opposite of true. Like, surely the things you care most about should be the things that you know the most about. And it's like, well, actually the opposite. You're too invested in the outcome to work out the way there. You know? To actively know what something is and to know how something should be are very different skill sets with very different everything required. I saw some other weird hexagon map in the marketplace yesterday and got mad it was on the front page instead of hexed. Yeah, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say it's entirely a coincidence that the first time we see a hexagon map, it's the same week as my map, which has been announced and ready for like quite some time now. We'll assume it's a coincidence. That used a lot of spoongies. Yeah, I think that this is, like, every now and then someone says we should just stop using dirt and do this. But the amount of time we spend, like, digging all the spoongies up, I'm not sure if it is actually better after all. But, you know, that's part of the dilemma. It's just not knowing. How is anyone ever supposed to know, we should say. But yeah, I'm excited. We're going to be going on probably a bit longer than normal today. Which means opportunities to do all sorts of things I can't normally do. Also, thank you so much for becoming the first new member of the stream, ibxtoycat. And indeed, this is the last stream we're doing the Wheel of Toycat for. Would you like a spin on the Wheel of Toycat? Let's go. Wait, let me just check it's actually in camera. It is. What did you get today? Drink water. I've got this cup of water. I don't know if I could... I hate that I can't put... Okay, I can show you inside the cup of water. Would you like to drink water with me? If I do that, the camera dies. So you're gonna have to look at the green screen. If I put the camera over here, I like this. This is like an inside peek. I look like one of those guys that has like multiple camera angles now. Oh, I should totally use this to do different camera angles. So here's the thing about stocks. They're all fake and made up, and so is your life. There we go. I'm gonna use that. Gonna use that sort of high quality footage at enough point. You know, I'll finish all the water. How much do I need to donate for a name on the sign? Says Collie McKay. Name on a sign is one of these options. It is this one right here. Wait, where is it? Name on a sign. It's this one right here. So if you become a member, we spin the wheel. Oh wait, the thing isn't up. If you become a member, we spin the wheel, and it might land on that. I like the random chance aspect of it. I think in future we're gonna set up a similar thing with like, you know, like a fun something. But you know, because I love randomness as just a concept. Like something about adding random to more aspects of your life helps you deal with the randomness of the universe and whatnot, in my opinion. But you know, what is my opinion worth? Yeah, I think there's a very interesting kind of I know something about random just hits different, you know. You know? Do you know? If you know, you know, you know. Toycat, so random, raw, XD. You know, like, again, it's, people joke about that, like, wow, that's so random. You know, but, like, random in that context is used to be like, yeah, that's unexpected. Unexpected and random aren't perfectly the same thing, right? I think random... I think, obviously, they share some similarities. But, like, that's what you're really trying to say there. True random is, like, a very different thing. Here is a set of outcomes. I'm not like, it's almost like the way I'd put it is I think I have some like control issues in my life, for better or for worse, probably for worse. And like when you accept randomness, you're kind of like you're giving up a small aspect of that control. Are you afraid of choice? No, it's quite the opposite. I like making choices. It's terrifying. You know what? Whenever, like, you know, like, some part of being a contrarian is like, you know, who are you to tell me, you know, like, you want to make this choice for me? You know, like, oh, you think that I should maybe, just maybe, consider... What's a dumb thing? Like, okay, here's an actual thing. Is like, yeah, you really need to have curtains on those windows, man. Why do I need curtains on those windows? I'll decide if I should have curtains on the windows. And sure, I might have decided that I would have curtains on those windows. Were it not for your comment about that, now I'm going to do the opposite, right? Like, randomness is kind of a... the contrarian nature of that is kind of just making the choice. Is having the control to make the choice and to do the thing. It was good to see you, by the way, Dasher. Have a good evening, I hope. Yeah, I feel like it's an important but sometimes overlooked thing. So, yeah, do we have true freedom in life? See, freedom is a really hard to define thing. Once you really get down to it, it's a thing that most people agree is positive. And so,
Unfortunately, I have to leave the stream. I'm going mountain biking with my stepbrother for the first time in half a year. Good luck with the rest of your stream and project.
Congratulations on the mountain biking, by the way. I've been getting into biking a lot recently, but like the exact opposite of mountain biking. I'm really glad that you came over to the stream, James. It's good to see you. Thanks for starting the whole American Toy Cat discussion. Clearly, we are going to do a stream as American Toy Cat. Howdy, partners. It's good to see you on this It's going to be the worst thing I think I've ever done. You can now feel partially responsible for that. Speaking of things you feel responsible for, I can't stand naked windows. Have you noticed, by the way, this is just one of those things that came with the house. Maybe I should remove more of the things that came with the house. But there's on this window behind this, like, wait, I'll just move this for now, over there. Have you noticed how on this window, there's a curtain of some form? It's like a blind more than a curtain, I guess. But it's the strangest thing. I've never seen a diagonal window that has a curtain attached. Stand naked by windows instead. There we go, exactly. That is the solution. I totally agree. But yeah, right, I'm gonna put this back. Well, oh, there's skeletons and witches. Are we playing Hexed right now? Do 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 do. Thank you, OO, for becoming the 342nd channel member. Let's have a spin on the wheel of Toycat, and let's see what happens in exchange. As we all know, you get a spin on the wheel, and when it says do 2 jumping jacks, you know what I do? I get up, and I do 2 jumping jacks. Let's go. Oh, God. Oh, God. I am definitely going to knock over my green screen if I'm not careful. That was 4 jumping jacks, because that way you can't be like, oh, you did them wrong. I did so many. See, it's weird. There is genuinely a curtain on that window. Oh, look at that. It's weird when my hand appears on the other thing. There's a slight delay too, right? This camera happens slightly faster than that one. That's so weird. Anyway, could do this all day. I like the name OO. I like it too. It's very simple. I too have been triggered by witches, says Cat. So Cat, on the websites it says you're worth 1.7 million. Is that the truth? Is it accurate, says Mewtwo fan? No, I'm actually worth 350 million. Those websites are trying to slander me by making me seem poor. Oh, imagine only having 1.7 million. It's barely enough to retire on, man. Barely enough to retire on. You know, do you ever see things from, like, the 90s? They're like, here's, I read the synopsis of the movie Indecent Proposal yesterday. And there's, like, a thing in there of, like, here's $1 million, enough to set you up for life. And it's like, man, I cannot imagine, you know, being like, yep, that's the right amount. Like, now, having $1 million is now, like, a good head start. It's, like, a good finishing thing, you know? But, like, $1 million doesn't, like, mean the magic thing anymore. I wonder by the time that, like, I'm old, it'll be like, oh, you know, like, you know, 1 million. Yeah, I mean, sure, if you want to deposit on a house, or you want a slightly nicer car. Also, women generally have wider hips, says Ingy. Are the wider hips related to all the organs in there? That could be true. That sounds like science. I'm studying right now. How does one pronounce? Well, you see, if you want to pronounce, it's pronounce. No, it's pronunciation. No, pronunciation. Yeah, no, pronounce and pronunciation. There's no reason why one's different to the other. It's for the childbirth thing. Oh, that sounds correct. If I'm not mistaken, as a AFAB, I strongly dislike having wide hips. Says, if it makes you feel any better, I never actually notice the width of the hips. It's all about the ratio, right? That's the thing that people are actively looking for in people. You know, it's funny because the reason, basically everything that people think they like because, ooh, that means attractive lady, is actually like, I like, you know, you're hardwired to like it because it means, ooh, they would be a suitable reproductive partner. And there's something I've always found, like, uncomfortable about that. Of, like, again, it's like the you don't control your own thoughts thing. Of, like, you think you're thinking, yes, she is very attractive. What you're actually thinking is, evolutionary brain wants me to find, you know, a good mating partner, and so I'll do precisely that. Like, the thing about the hair is, like, ooh, it means they're healthy and have been for a certain amount of time. The hips thing is like, ooh, she has childbirthing hips. She will be able to have a child without dying on the inside or something. Also, Juan Garcia, thank you so much for becoming the 333rd channel member. And as a new channel member, you get a spin on the wheel of Toycat. What's it gonna be for you today? The answer is... better luck next time. Man, that was a brutal one to be added, huh? You know, I'm sorry, Juan Garcia. You deserve better. It's the last stream we're doing the Wheel of Toycat, and you get that. Very disappointing. I think that also I think now that we're on the taller bits, we can give up. I'm not even sure. I can't wait for 420 channel memberships. You know what the stream for that has to be? I think we all know what the stream for that has to be. Also, Juan Garcia did not win. It's very sad. Is there a chance you'll come to Odense in the future? If so, try Holy Fish's loaded lobster fries. You know what? Usually I'd be like, you know what? Let's look into that right now. Odense. Odense. Like, oh, Odense. I'm guessing it's a Danish city, but I've never heard of it. Odense. If you go to the Odense, you'll find very quickly it is the third largest city in Denmark. It is just a short bike ride away from the city of Nyborg and, what am I trying? Holy Fish. Okay. Holy Fish's loaded fries. I'm going to add it to my food list. Holy Fish. Holy Fish. Oh, it's in Odense Municipality. It's a 3-star rated place on Google Maps. I'm sorry, I can't add that to my list. Probably the best fish and chips in Odense. Local fresh seafood with a twist. And the lobster fries. If you look right here, 65. Okay, loaded lobster fries for 65 Danish crowns. That's not bad. That's not terrible. There are worse rates than that. You know what? Maybe I should come. Maybe I should come. Speaking of things that I should, have you ever had a croquette or a frikandel? Yeah, I have a Dutch friend, so he knows all the best places to find. Oh no, he's Belgian, but he's Dutch Belgian. I call him Dutch all the time, and he's like very neutral about it. So it means like either he's like, you know, I'm saying the worst thing in the world, and he's like just not pressing me on it, or he totally agrees, and there's no in between. The lobster rolls are cursed. What's the state of green plant legality in the UK? It's funny because more and more countries around the world are legalizing it. The UK is like, cities won't chase you if you're using it in most cases, but like, it's not a law thing, it's a resources thing. Like, we don't have the resources to prosecute every single green plant user. It's very interesting. If he's neutral, would that not make him Swiss? High quality diluted dente. You know, the discussion about freedom's an interesting one because, like, people talk about freedom all the time, and generally speaking, everyone thinks freedom is a good thing. Like, it's hard to find someone who's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of freedom. I think we need less freedom. Like, maybe everyone should have their decisions made for them? Maybe that would make the world a better place? Yeah, it's interesting because despite that being the case, yeah, maybe this ocean we should drain way further that way. I'm starting to believe it now. Do 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 do. Welcome, Sammy W West, with a 2 T's and a 2 W's. Is that just Sammy West? But someone took Sammy West, so you're like, I'm gonna keep adding new letters till it works. Less freedom and I make all the decisions. I would like a society where I made all the decisions. That's my version of freedom. It's like, you know, I don't want people to have fireworks. But they can have fireworks if I want fireworks, you know? If I'm in a fireworky mood, they should be able to. I think people should have control over their own body, except when it comes to, like, COVID stuff. Because then if they don't have control over their own body, then I'm allowed to still go out on public transport. That's legit all it is. It says Sammy West. I mean, that's what most authoritarians think, right? They don't think it would be good if someone was in control of society. They think society should be controlled under the rules I'm using. Also, Sammy West, you get a spin on the wheel of Toycat. Let's go. Oh, that's a big spin. That's a big spin. What's it gonna be? Oh, better luck next time, man. The wheel is so mean. It's the last stream we're using the wheel for, and we get 2 better luck next times. You don't deserve that, Sammy West. You don't deserve that. I am very sorry for your loss. You know what? The next person who becomes a member, though, there's no way it's happening 3 times in a row. I feel like, you know what we're gonna do? You know, I feel bad for Sammy West. What are we gonna do? Another spin? Question mark? Yes, no. We'll do a poll. We'll say that they're not allowed to get the pickle juice one, because I don't know if I own pickle juice at this current moment. I'm gonna cross that bridge when we get there otherwise. But we'll say anything else can happen. What will happen to the wheel after this? I might use the wheel again. Like, I like using the wheel for, like, fun little events otherwise. ibxtoycat, I see gambler's fallacy. You know what? Everyone agrees yes. So, Sammy West, have another spin on the wheel. This one's on the house. I mean, they're all on the house, because I live in a house on the top floor of one. Let's give it a spin. If it's better luck next time again, then the wheel just hates you, right? Oh. Make a song out of your name. Sammy West, Sammy West. You could say he is the best. He said something nice, and he built a nest. That's because his name is Sammy West. Use the wheel to decide what to drain next. Ooh, that's a fun idea. Use it as the source of random. I actually do like that as a concept a lot. Oh, okay. We got a lovely little hole over there. We'll be ignoring that. Very good song. I should become a musician, I know. But no, yeah, freedom is like a very weird personal thing. Everyone has their own idea of freedom. And other people's freedom can, like, intersect with yours in a way that you don't like. And people have a hard time working out what that should precisely mean and what the results of that should be. Toycat, do you think we have free will, or are we just an organic machine made for mutating their DNA and giving it to the next generation? I would say if you look at modern day society where people aren't reproducing in large numbers and are killing themselves, i.e. not surviving. You know, there's 2. Also, Georgie Pepper, thank you for becoming the 345th channel member. You get a spin on the wheel of Toycat. Oh, what's it gonna be? Well, what are you gonna get? It could be literally anything, but instead of literally anything, it is pickle juice shot. I'm actually gonna go look for pickle juice, okay? I don't know if I own it at this stage. If I don't own pickle juice, I'll find some suitable alternative for you. I don't know what that means right now, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Chair stream, woo. All my homies like chair streams. What if Sammy a girl? What if Sammy is a girl? Sammy's allowed to be a girl. How dare you imply that she cannot be? How dare you imply he cannot be a girl? That'd be the funnier way to say that one. Yeah, I really need some good XP on this pickaxe, but it's just not coming in the quantities I need. I am a girl, haha, says Sammy West. Yeah, I feel like Sammy is a more feminine name than masculine, right? That's my vibe. Am I correct, chat? Okay, so we're gonna just look at the drained ocean from the behind. And then I'm gonna go find a pickle juice shop for Georgie Pepper. Look what you've done, Georgie Pepper. Look what you've done. There's just so many stairs to go up and down to get to the kitchen. Yeah, I think 3 stories is the most I could ever live on. I might just get a kitchen for the... I might just put a little kitchen up here. Just to avoid that. Hello, I'm ibxtoycat. Here's a shot of pickle juice. And... very tasty. Big fan. Really starting to grow on me. Oh, I feel like it's in my lungs. Oh, it doesn't feel good. Do you need first aid? I think I might. Oh, I feel like when you cough or sneeze too much, you just feel weak. Like my chest feels like it's being beaten up right now. Oh, that's why you don't inhale pickle juice, kids. You know what? Pro tip: yeah, pickle juice is for polite consumption, not inhaling. Today we learn. I feel it in my lungs when I drink nail polish remover. Yeah, you should only drink nail polish remover if you've also drunk nail polish and you wanna make sure that that's not gonna cause damage. Next time, try olive oil. The problem with olive oil, it's just so many calories. Look up the calories in a, in like 100 milliliters of olive oil. And then divide that by 4, because a shot is 25 milliliters. And it's like, I'd have to drink like 200 calories worth of oil. And, something I wanted to try a while back is just drinking olive oil every day. There's some, like, famous smart dude who said, yeah, that's the best diet. And I've seen a ton of people try it, and it just goes so badly for them. Because, of course, like, I know it's like Southern Europeans being like, ah, yes, the olive oil is very good. You've got to put it in your metabolism. I don't know what this accent is, but it's very offensive. And, if you just drink your calories, then you save time on meals. My life is about meals, though. Like, I enjoy eating so much. I ate some, like, funny-colored burgers for lunch today. They were delicious. They were the best part of my day. Oh no, I had an almond croissant for breakfast. Oh. In theory, you wouldn't be hungry after all the satiating fat. Oh god, what happened there? What region of the UK? I don't know why I'm doing this accent. What is wrong with me? Are you from? Says Antantelope. I am from the home counties that surround London. Toycat, what are your views on the end goal of life? It's a multifaceted question and the penultimate question of human understanding. See, there's so many aspects to it though, right? Like, evolutionarily speaking, we are hardwired to create more of ourselves. We survive, and then we make more. But clearly a lot of people lead fulfilling lives without doing that second one. Also, thank you, Kim Lunas, for the 11 Norwegian krona. We all know I love my Norwegian subscribers over here, and I'm glad to see you on this live stream, proving that you exist, and that you're not a fantasy. Any
chance you would do a spin for all the long-term members?
I do think that if I do something like this again, I want to make sure it doesn't exclude existing members. The only reason we did it that way is because like it was for a member goal and stuff like that. I think, yeah, it has to be like something that can be done in multiple ways. Because I totally agree that it's not. You're needlessly. You want to reward people who are loyal to you rather than make them feel like they've lost out on something. I definitely agree on that level. But yeah, like, you know, but the point of life, ultimately, even though we are evolutionarily wired that way, there are lots of other weird quirks of our wiring that mean, actually, you know, having a good day over and over again is fulfilling too. Doing, you know, like, even if the most important air quotes thing is to, make, you know, more of the humans, if you help other human beings, it's a really good feeling. Like, we are also wired to enjoy that. If you help enough people, you can help them survive, and you can help them, you know, produce children or whatever else. And so, you know, ultimately, like, that can be like a life to help other humans the most. And it's like, okay, how do you help other human beings the most? And it's like, how many other human beings can you even help? Because if you try to help everyone a little bit, you'll help no one. If you try to help a few people a lot, you'll do a good job. But where's the cutoff point on a few people? Just your friends? Is helping your friends even helping, or is that like a selfish thing too? Tip £10 for a spin of the wheel, says Remy Summers. Do you think that'd be a good system? Just for this last stream, should we do that? It's like when your TV provider gives you perk for being new members. Oh yeah, that annoys me so much. The like deals that only exist if you aren't already subscribed. It's like, oh, so you're saying that you basically are just counting on me continuing to purchase anyway. And like, again, we all know it makes sense, but it doesn't stop it hurting any less. It doesn't stop it feeling any less betrayal-worthy, something like that. Let's grab all these sponges now if I can. Oh, there's a lot of floating blocks around here. But then what if someone donates £100? Do they get 12 spins? Yeah, you gotta have the clearly defined rules here. And even if you do put clearly defined rules out, I remember for all the, like, you know, tips builder, biome, or road stream, there'd be people like tipping strange amounts and being like, do this, and it's like, well, that's not in the rules. And they'd be like, yeah, but I gave you money, and it's like, but the rules aren't just give me money and I'll do whatever you want. Maybe they should be that way. You know, maybe I should be your servant in that particular regard. Yeah, we cats have been tortured by humans for too long. We need to rise up. Yeah, the idea of freedom is a really interesting one because we have all these different axes that can define free. I think with pretty much any human idea that everyone's on board with, it immediately fractures down to, like, we all kind of mean slightly different things. Some people's idea of freedom is like, yeah, I should be able to do anything I want forever. And some people's freedom is like, I should be able to do anything I want that doesn't infringe on others. And then some people is like, well, some people should be forced to do things for me so that I can do whatever I want. There's a ton of examples on that one. But, like, ultimately, without, you know, if everyone is free, like, there's a fun example here. There's a fun example of, like, what if she paid you £1 billion to, you know, spin the world? Anyway, yeah, goodbye, I appreciate your answer. You're welcome, Austin Lee. I'm sorry I didn't give you a better one. It's my only regret in life. But, yeah, I think that there is a... Oh, I missed a sponge here. Almost lost that forever. Oh, my shovel is on the bottom of the XXP too. I think we're gonna have to go repair them. Like, sell some melons to some dudes in a village very far away. Yeah, let's go do that. Why not? Then we can go to sleep for the night, and we can get more village trades. Freedom is merely extended unless enjoyed by one and all. But, like, if every single person is free to do whatever they want, and everyone decides to do things that don't involve helping other people, a lot of the things that you would use your freedom to do don't work anymore. Like, is your dream of freedom to sit at home all day and have pizza delivered? Well, without someone to make the pizza, deliver the pizza, you can't do that. Is your dream of freedom just to go hike in a park somewhere nearby? Well, you need there to be roads that are maintained to be able to get there, right? And then as well as having roads be maintained and exist, etc., you need someone to, like, open the park every day and, like, keep it safe for what... I don't know how national parks work in America, but, like, they're a thing a lot of Americans like. You need someone to go through all that nonsense and craziness every single day. You know, like, even our version of freedom requires a little something from everyone. And so having something to reward those humans for doing, like, those things to help us with our freedom is important. And then maybe us pitching back in by doing small things for them in exchange too, you know? But, like, rather than doing things directly for the people who help us, we could do things for, like, other people instead. So, like, I could help out someone, and then they could help out the guy who maintains the roads, and then the guy who maintains the roads could help out the person who mans the fuel pumps. Okay, so we got this one up to slightly in the red level. Now we'll get the shovel back up there too. I should have brought some eggs with me. I usually bring eggs. Should I just buy some cakes, actually? I do like cake. We might, yeah, let's buy some cake. I'm worth some cake, I think. We got any cake to buy here? We better believe we do. Yeah, them some good cakes. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. I think that we all want something... I know, like, trying to even define down to a certain point gets hard and tricky and so counterproductive that you end up nowhere. And ultimately, so you just conclude, like, what is freedom? It's a very different thing to every person. It's something we all, like, cling our aspirations on. Ultimately, the real freedom would come in if you were free from the confines of this world and all the things that come with it, while everyone else wasn't. But it's like, well, that's not a valid system to set up or start up or anything else like that. So yeah, I just had to stop in since this is the project I left on. Sorry for relegating streams anymore. You've been kicked a lot recently in the school life area. Don't worry about it, man. The unexpected part of this sort of thing is there's a lot of, like, turnover and people here, there, everywhere. Okay, so now look at this. Now when we go back to the ocean, we've got an actual pickaxe and I have to fix these in the long term a lot better than I did right there, but they'll keep me going till the end of this project. This project, by the way, we're like 90 minutes in. I thought this last stream would be especially short. It's gonna be a long stream. Is everyone strapped in? You got your supplies ready? I brought some cakes with me that I really shouldn't have. Should put them away somewhere. So here is Random City. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Are you staying until it's done, or do you have a time in mind? With most streams, I have a time in mind, but for the last one, you've got to be like, I am committed to staying here for as long as it takes. Who knows how long as it takes is? I don't know, because if I did, if I knew, then I would know. Yeah, let's just break it continuously. Hope the pickaxe doesn't go right back into the black zone of, oh god. Yeah, I think we can leave some of those things floating there. And we're good. So, good luck finishing your project, pal. Nice to see everyone again, says Jake. It was good to see you too, man. I'm glad. It's always cool to see the, like, the aspects of a community forming, in my opinion. And, I'm glad you find it here. Thank you for showing up. Also, why is glass not an instant mine? Because if glass was an instant mine, then, you know, I don't know the answer to that question. It probably should be, huh? It probably should be. So yeah, we'll just keep on draining and placing. Oh, there's still some ice left to place. There's this little stretch right here. But after that, we've officially built the ice wall. Which means now we're just in this. Surely you've got more picks. Yeah, I think I should just build more pickaxes. Honestly, that might be fun. Toy Chat is my favorite online community. You know, I find that pleasant to hear. It's like sometimes hard to... I know, like, whenever you see a community, it's hard not to judge it by, like, the worst members of it. And be like, ooh, I'd rather people didn't see the community. Because it's like this uncontrollable thing that somehow people reflect onto me if it goes badly. It's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for those people to choose to subscribe to me. I actually didn't even have control over it, because that's not how subscribing works. Can you, say spongy, please, just to make my day? Think about the powers you have. You're not spoongy. There you go, you best believe. I thought you did with I'm building a ton of pickaxes, so people stop whinging one. I think I have a ton of diamond pickaxes. I have, like, 200 or so of them lying around. But, as far as, okay, that sponge is in a very annoying to reach spot. I think I can do it, but it's gonna be... Come on! Yes! Yeah, I do have a ton of diamond pickaxes, but turning them into netherite genuinely is, like... I have to do a lot of netherite mining. There's no way to automate that just yet. But like with everything, eventually it will be. You can imagine. Dude, you're amazing. Thank you so much for always making my day better. You're welcome, Half Secure. I'm glad you like something you find in every video. And you don't just get existential dread and pain from it instead. Friendly reminder, not to do the chat rant. Ooh, the chat rant. I wonder what the chat rant is. Or why I shouldn't be doing it. Oh, look at that. There's only one stack of this left in there. Very sad. Oh, you know, like saying about like, oh yeah, all of you are like chat to me. You're not individuals anymore. Something over like that. I turned off Netflix to watch this stream. I used to be a big skeptic in the idea that like anyone would watch, you know, live streams or something like that over watching like a well-produced show or this or that. You know, it seemed like absurd to me that was even like conceivable. But I did realize like I do the same sometimes. You know, I'm not that excited to watch a great show. You know, I like The Good Place, for example. I'm not that excited to watch another The Good Place. I've watched it all the way through, but I'm rewatching it. So maybe it's a bad example, but like there's so many great shows. I want to watch The Squid Game, but I don't sit down and sink my teeth into it because you got to pay attention all the way or you'll miss. You know, like you get rewarded for paying attention, but also at the end you're like, okay, I missed that, and now you get me. Whereas, you know, if you're watching a thing, you zone in and out sometimes, and that's perfect for a lot of situations, as it turns out. I need some torches. I don't have any torches. Ooh, what am I going to do about torches? I can't shovel my way down through the whole thing. So I guess I'm going to have to go make some torches. Okay, so I need to take some blocks back with me anyway. Let's just also take that. I turned off the Squid Game to watch this, says Rima Summers. See, look at that. That's a cool coincidence. I like that a lot. That's crazy. What are the odds on that? Yeah, apparently I heard it's I've been recommended it so many times, and I just didn't want to watch it, and then eventually I heard someone summarize it, and I was like, yeah, that sounds good enough to me. I'll give it a watch. Like advertising is like a very, it's a bad way to make you do something. It's just a good way to like make you know that something exists, so you might do something with that later. And it's always interesting to think about. So there's cakes that go in here, I want to say. Where are all of my cakes? Are they in here? They should be. Let's put the cakes in there. And then we're going to go grab some coal. Definitely grabbing too much coal right now, but it's fine. We only need one more stack, probably. And let's go. What would your dream cabinet position be? If you're in any position, you want to be at the top, right? Because again, if you're involved in politics, your goal is to affect the most change, which seems to be done from the very top. Although if you're very competent at being at the very top, you give the people below you remits to commit change. But like the sad thing about politics now is because everyone has this like vague ambition to be at the top. All of the positions below the top one are just people using that position to try and eventually become, you know, prime minister themselves, become president themselves, something like that. And it tends not to be like super knowledgeable people about transport or health or whatever else. It's like people who are not Is this correct? Yeah, this is. It's just people who are not prime minister and who would like to be. Do you pay your TV license? I genuinely don't need a TV license. Like if I needed one, I probably would, you know, just not pay for it anyway. But I genuinely don't need one, and so I don't pay for it because I don't need it. And did I just admit that I would commit a crime? Of course I would not. Cabinet push, how about King Andrew? Yeah, that's what you really want. You want to be king, so you can be like, okay, I know this is unpopular, but trust me, this will be fine in about a few years. Just trust me, this will be okay. It'll work out. That redstone is highly suspicious. You could say that redstone is sus. You could say that. Okay, just keep on breaking this. I don't think we can break too much of it, because clearly my pickaxe is taking a pounding. Yeah, I think that there is, are the friends from those epic streams gone? The epic streams? I wonder what you mean by that. I stopped watching a VTuber to watch this stream. Thank you, Surfake. I am honored you would stop watching a VTuber. A virtual tuber, right? I'm guessing. I've heard those are really common now. Because people don't want to... Like, if you put your face and your name on the internet, it's there forever. This is one of the scary things about, like, the proliferation of, like, the OnlyFans of the world. And, like, honestly, even just, like, becoming a YouTuber is, like, you are now out there forever. And hopefully you're so minor that no one thinks about it or cares about it. But it's just an angle of attack. Like, a lot of the old school YouTubers who are just like, yeah, this is just talking to people who are friendly with me. Are like, yeah, of course you can know my name. I mean, like, why would you not? It's a name. You give it out to everyone. And then in, like, the future, it's like, oh, yeah, so whenever I go anywhere, you know, people call and they make bomb threats against that place. And it's like, oh, that sucks. If I can't fly on airlines anymore because, you know, I never know if I'm going to be safe. Or if I'm going to be kicked off or whatever else. I'm on the no-fly list because of what I did. Because of what people did to me, I should say. Because, you know, it's only so long before the police start to believe that you're doing it to yourself. And so, yeah, I think that how does one become an anime girl? That's what the VTuber community has been trying to ask for a while. And I think they're on the verge of an answer, don't worry. The very epic streams are always on time, but the strange thing is, I don't remember. I have no idea what you mean by that, Jordan Jones. I feel like you're misremembering me with someone else. Yeah, I think the idea of, like, hiding your face and your identity from the internet is, like, great, because... I think it's a great, like, protection for you as a YouTuber or whatever. It's probably that sign that the internet's getting closer and closer to just... Again, TV realizes that things don't have to be real to be interesting. And, like, again, there's a space for that. There really is. But it also is like, does everything have to be fake? Can we not have some things be real? And the answer is like, well, everyone assumes everything is fake anyway. So why wouldn't you make as much fake as possible? And then the even better thing is, when you do, if you can convince people something is real by being like, this is a real story, this is genuine things that happened. You can also, like, if you're willing to, you know, again, the power of lying is anything that anyone can say to make you believe something is real. You can say if it's not real anyway, because again, it's all trust and whatnot. The thing that upsets me the most on this, and I've said this before, it's the show Fargo. It was a really cool show. I watched the whole first season being like, this is so cool. I can't, you know, like, it all makes sense. It's a great show. It's based on real events. They say, you know, names have been changed, but this is a real story. And then you look it up. And apparently they just figured people might be more interested if we just said it was real. And it's like, you can't just do that. And the answer is, yeah, they can. There's no legal requirement for true stories or whatever. Like, if you want to, you know, lie about being real, what's to stop you? And the answer is nothing's to stop you. This is actually... Okay, I'm going to walk through the water, place them behind me. And, yeah, so it always irked me. Like, oh, yeah, the best thing to do is just to... And so I feel like Virtual Tuber is like, yeah, it's like acting. It's like we are coming up with identities that are more interesting than our own ones. You know? It's, but I think even though honesty can be boring, or even uncomfortable when we talk about bleeding out of our various orifices, it's also much more useful. I think honesty is where a lot of human value can come in, straight up. I think that, like, having honest discussions is really important. It's really hard. Like, how are you even gonna do it? But it doesn't mean it's not important. I think having honest discussions on as many things as you can is very important. Do it if you need to. I'm trans woman, estrogens help me so much, says Fairy Kim. I don't know if that's related to what I said, but I'm happy that you're happy. You know, I have a strict policy of put whatever you want in your body as long as you enjoy it. Is that my policy? It could be. The important person to YouTube who genuinely runs and not through the bathroom window. I feel like I'm reading chats from a different universe now. Michaela says honesty is more rewarding in the long term. Exactly, right? That's always been my thing. If, like, you can lie, but then the next time you lie, people realize, oh, this is a lie. And it's much harder to convince them again. Oh, I should break the furnaces if I want to get XP for my pickaxe. That's what I should do. I was saving it for, like, a big dramatic reveal at the end. But maybe we should just do it now. Also, Becky Bubble, oh, I'm so sorry I missed your tip. I don't know how. I wonder, you know, one sec. Oh, I think it's broken. Because I also missed someone becoming a member. Huh. One sec. Huh. So, one sec. It says, okay, it says I'm disconnected from the internet. Maybe that's why. Maybe the streaming program isn't connecting correctly. Let me see if I can work this out. Huh. I wonder why. Yep, no idea. Okay, well that's wacky. So, I'm gonna fix it. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it. Maybe if I just, okay, give me a second. Okay, we're gonna try that one again now. Aha! Thank you so much, Becky Bubbles, for the £17.99 tip. That was actually 10 minutes ago and only just came through now, for reasons I'm not very sure of. Toycat, hope you're well. Here's my Toycat tax as I've missed a few streams. Bubbles, tip of the day, smile. They are contagious. I totally agree. Smiling is one of those... Like, I used to hear the phrase, fake it till you make it, and thought, like, well, that's dumb. But genuinely, something about smiling does make you feel a little bit better. And I hate that that's true, because, again, it's that whole, like, it feels like it's just lying, but lying to yourself, which is maybe one of the worst types of lying. But no, it's real. And so, yeah, 2 people became members. Thank you very much, Jordan Jones, and thank you very much, It's Big Mouse, became the 346th and 347th channel members. You know what you get? You get a spin on the wheel of Toycat. Jordan Jones, what do you get on the spin on the wheel of Toycat? Let's find out right now. You get... Tell a joke. And it's Big Mouse 46. What do you get? Let's find out right this very second. Do. Oh, you get tell a joke. Wow, 2 jokes at once. Okay, I'm gonna tell 2 really good jokes. Okay, I'm gonna find the best jokes right now. So, what kind of furniture sits out in the rain? Patio furniture. A murderer, a rapist, and a thief walk into a jar. Wait. This one's political. Okay. A murderer, a rapist, and a thief walk into a bar. And so the bartender says, "What can I get you, officer?" Ooh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Work that out, huh? Work out that the socio-political lens through which that joke person decided to make their joke. Yeah, that's there's a lot of controversy going on there, huh? So yeah, hope you'll enjoy that one. So this is a comedy routine right here. So I was at the dentist the other day, and I noticed that he was putting his hand in other people's mouths, and I thought that it was pretty strange that he was doing that because we had a pretty committed relationship. You know, I gave him money, he puts his hand in my mouth, and see, comedy routines are just random stories that end in like. So then he mentioned that he'd been reading this book by this up-and-coming author, you know, like Addie or something like that. And I was like, oh, tell me about what he says. And he's like, well, you know, let me tell you, the you know, this Adolf guy is the worst. He is oh, there's no ice back here. Oh, the torch melted the ice, which, okay, that's terrible. So then this Addy guy is the worst. Do not enjoy his thoughts at all. He's a pretty terrible human being, all things considered. I mean, you know, the absolute worst of it all though is the fact that he didn't even dedicate the book to someone in the foreword like a normal human being. So yeah, we have to break the torches after we place them on this one. This joke is too highbrow for me. I do enjoy jokes. I don't get British comedy. I think British comedy is just feeling very awkward all the time. Like, I think there's a very funny thing if, like, when you look at a brown panda spawned naturally. I think I already have one of these, but we'll leave them in a hole regardless, just in case we don't. We have a brown panda now. That's nice. I'm British and I don't get British comedy. It's again, I don't want to like overcomplicate something that's actually simple, and then UK versus US comedy is laughing at versus laughing with. Yeah, there's like, you know, like, I know maybe it's because of the more rigid class structure the UK has, but you are much more likely to be the butt of a joke here, and that's just kind of accepted. That's funny. Like, you know, the jokes here aren't about like, oh yeah, so, you know, I went somewhere and you know, like, I've got this giant elephant trunk of a thing. It's like, you know, you make the opposite jokes about how much you suck, and about how everyone's like, yeah, and then my wife realized I sucked, and then, you know, everyone around realized how bad I sucked, and then they stopped giving me money for it, and you know, there's a funny joke that implies I'm a person for hire, but no, it's there is really a very different tone to that whole thing. Like, you're not funny because you're doing so. It's almost like, again, it's like back to the wider culture of like, it is expected that everyone can be great and can succeed and do well in the US, whereas there's not as widespread the same expectation here. Sure, they'll tell you that, but not everyone. You don't believe it implicitly in the same way. You know, the concept of the American dream isn't here, and so on and so forth. And so, people's expectations, even of themselves, are a lot lower. Toycat, what's your favorite character font? That's a very interesting question. So given that everyone has this thing inside themselves of like, even if you're doing well, it's like, well, you know, it's not because I'm good. It's because, you know, insert XYZ reason here. And as opposed to like, yeah, I'm so great, of course I'm doing well. I mean, it would be weird if I wasn't doing well, given how great I am at things. It's more like, oh yeah, you know, I still poke my eyes with a toothbrush every now and then. My life is filled with embarrassments and pain. Again, I think when you talk about it too much, though, you start to dive into, like, trying to take an entire country and generalizing one way. Like, I know, so Germans are known for being... There's a German run business near me that has a big sign outside the front saying no snowflakes allowed. And it's like, that's a very American comment. Like, we don't really say snowflakes in the UK. It's a very American comment done by a German who usually see as, like, pragmatic, you know, like, people who are very understanding of how employment needs to work, etc., inside of the UK. And it's like, oh, there's no stereotypes that explain this. This is just weird. Oh, also, I basically get the haste effect while it's raining. This is actually amazing. I love this. Oh, I love this so much. This is the future. What did the baby and the pregnant woman say in their head when the mum caught them? Oh my god, she's gonna kill me. Ah, that's funny, Mewtwo fan. Toycat, what's your opinion on the petrol queuers? Everyone acts like there is a type of person that is going out to buy petrol right now that previously would not be going out to buy petrol. Like, what it actually is there are lots of people who need petrol in a given month, and all of those people have been convinced that if they don't buy petrol now, they can't get it in the future. Unless you right now are behaving exactly how you normally would, i.e. waiting till you get mostly empty and then refueling at your nearest service station, you are still part of the problem. There's this, how do you poke your eye with a toothbrush, says Leanne Vandermeer. I mean, the toothbrush is there, and then you're like, oh, and then right in the eye. It's very common, happens all the time. I do sure love consuming petrol, it keeps me going. I mean, same, right? It's got this delicious smell to it. Yeah, it is very strange to me that it's like when people are in traffic, they're like, there's so much traffic here today. It's like, no, you are traffic. When you're saying there's so much traffic here today, it should be like, I took part and I was a lot of traffic today. You know? I mean, you're just one bit of traffic, but it's still the same thing. When people go to public parks during COVID and go, oh, why do these people think they, you know, have a good reason to be out? It's like, you're out in public right now. You are the public. The public is not this separate entity to you. It is like, and that's the annoying thing about when it comes to people who are super authoritarian too. They're like, oh yeah, so like, of course people should follow rules that I set. And it's like, no. If we become an authoritarian society, it's not rules you set that are the ones we all follow. It's rules everyone sets. When you give a power to, you know, government, which is our collective body, that is a power that everyone gets to use all the time. You might trust your favorite current politician who's currently in charge or about to be in charge. You're really excited about what he's going to do with this power, but it's like, no. Later, when the other party gets some power because the other voters vote slightly more than your voters, now that power can be used against you. Like, you know, you pay a portion of your income every single month to help fund important things, right? The really great things we all agree with. And also the military. What's that way? So every time you earn any money, you're forced to spend some of that money on, you know, wars in the Middle East. Yeah, and there's no way out of that. No, it would be you go to prison if you try not to pay that, because that's against the law. And it's like, oh, that sure sucks that, like, this thing that we were all advocating for as being a great way to raise money for, I don't know, whatever positive things it was when income... I think it actually was war was the reason we got income tax in the first place, funnily enough. But, oh, I thought it would be used to fund healthcare. And it's like, yeah, it was used to fund healthcare, and then we used the healthcare money to fund wars instead. I think that people only like the idea of power when they get their way. Exactly. You need to consider with everything, like, how can this be used exactly, like, against me too, you know? It's like, I know, what's a really dumb example? I really like privacy. I value it more than a lot of people do. So I love privacy. I love the idea of people not coming to my front door, like checking on me, like, oh, that's such a burden on my day. But the weird bit of that is like, yeah, at the same time, You know, it's really great when there are, you know, when people aren't burdening my day. But if I fall over and slip in the shower, like, if you live by yourself, this is true, at least. If you fell and tripped in the ship's shower, how long would it be until someone noticed? You're there, you're paralyzed on the ground, you're breathing, but you don't get water or oxygen, water or food. How long would it be until someone noticed? You know, that's the trade-off for privacy. Do you live in the middle of the countryside where literally no one will bother you unless you want to be bothered? Well, downside of that is that, guess what? You get eaten by a bear, and no one's gonna know for a long time. My cat would not be helpful, says Michael D. Kind of worried all of a sudden, says David Solomano. You better hope there's someone in your household who can check in on you. That's the whole reason I want a roommate. Just someone to see every day if I'm dead or not, and then if they think I might be, to go and check on me. All you want in a roommate. It's 100% of the criteria list right there. This is why I live stream on my shower, says Luca Dante. I was living in total isolation, 2 miles nearest neighbor in my 20s. These days I need to live with someone, says Ronstar308. See, most people traditionally go the opposite way, right? You live with the most people in your 20s, because you need roommates to survive. And then eventually you can afford space where it's just you and people who are directly related to you or who you choose to be there. Hopefully not, though. Actually, no, I can avoid the incest joke there. Yeah, it's very interesting. My roommate wouldn't notice if I was dead for like a month. Maybe what I want. I genuinely this is a genuine. Let's go for the section of the stream which is Toycat's chat solves his life problems. So I've got a spare room in my house. Technically, I've got 2 spare rooms, but one of the spare rooms I want to leave empty because I really value having empty space around me, personally. So I've got a spare room, and I want to rent it out because I don't know, mortgage is like very expensive every month, and even just renting out one room would cover about half the mortgage, and so it's like I get an entire house minus a room for half the price. Wow, what a good deal! But I don't want anyone to stay there because I could Airbnb it out and make even more money. But like, having strangers in your house is a downside that's I would pay money to avoid. So the goal is like find someone I'm friendly with to be a roommate. And I think the best goal is like wait till a friend needs to move out, offer them the place for super cheap, and be like, hey, every all these sorts of things, right? Do you think what I should instead do though is like, this almost sounds dodgy, but instead of doing the whole like, oh yeah, so when a friend needs to move out, I'll offer him the space. Be like, no, I'm gonna look for applicants, for the room, but I'm not gonna base them on like, ooh, how much do they need housing or like this, that. Should be like, how good friends would we be? Like find a friend via the housing option, because it's definitely a terrible idea, right? Like there is definitely a long list of things that can go horribly wrong here. The secrecy that friends have is a sacred totalitarian dictum. No idea what that's in reference to, but I like the set of words, Jordan Jones. By the way, welcome. You're one of the newest members. Did you enjoy your joke, Jordan Jones? Was it worth the membership? That's what I want to know. For real, you need base of how easily you could live with them. Yeah, but my goal is to have someone who's like very introverted, and then to like, so they're only really going out or having people around when it's like my people, right? There you go. Now you got rid of all the social benefits. They're someone who like doesn't cook a lot. They just order in food. Boom, they don't need to use my kitchen, or give them like a little hot plate in there or something. There is a fire alarm in their room because this used to be a HMO. Chat decided Harrison should live there. Hey Harrison, do you want to move to London? I've got a great room. The market rate is about 800, 850, but for you Harrison, I will charge just 900. All bills included. Not some bills included. Is student housing also a big problem in the UK? Students, like every university has its own housing you get to live in for the first year. After that point, it gets really expensive if you live in London. It maybe goes without saying. And so, yeah, I don't know if it's a big problem, but it's like a problem of some form. Hey, Toycat, when we get the next update on the Let's Play world, says Nick Wagner. I'm doing a Let's Play tour in October, and that's when the next Let's Play update will be out. That's the plan on that one. So, yeah, surely that means I would get extra house fire protection then. You know, actually, you're right. If you're in the room, I could. We can just strip out the fire alarms because we can confirm you're subscribed. Harrison might finally be able to have commentary on his streams if he lives with you. I have no idea what Harrison sounds like, actually, now that you mention it. What if he doesn't have a voice? What if Harrison is a VTuber this whole time? What if he's just a robot? Artificial. You know, I don't know if we can confirm that he's not. My brother has to live on a camping because there isn't enough housing. See, whenever people say there isn't enough housing or there isn't enough X, it's like, well, there is, right? It's just, you know, the pricing of it is too expensive for some people to consider. You know, maybe there's like a comment in there's not enough affordable housing, or there's not enough this or that. But even then, it's like, well, what's your definition of affordable? So Cat needs to subscribe to live with him for fire insurance. Oh yeah, the very worst thing in the world. One of the questions on the application would have to be like, are you subscribed to ibxtoycat? Ooh, let's avoid that for now. Because I don't want to tell people what I do for a living. I just want to be up here being like, yeah, I do things. Don't question what it is. Showers, beds, and cars. We'll just punch. Okay, it's fine. See, I'm actually gonna stay out. Because while it's nighttime, while it's raining, I get this really nice little haze effect that is giving me all the torches in the world. I may have messed up there. And I'm out of torches. Okay, that's fine. Didn't need torches anyway. Aren't you subscribed to yourself? You cannot subscribe to yourself on YouTube. It is the world's biggest tragedy. They'll think you're crazy talking to yourself when you're making videos and doing stream stuff. I could be wrong, but I don't think you can hear. I think this room is relatively well soundproofed. When I open my window, my neighbors can hear me. And I'm glad that they're the ones that can hear me are relatively old for the most part. And so, like, they hear a person talk to themselves. Probably schizophrenia. Who knows? That's the hope. I hope they think I have schizophrenia and not some actual stuff. The fun is actually real. Says Jordan Jones. I agree with whatever that means. I agree. Good point. Glad you raised it. Yeah, I think we'll just stay awake this entire evening. I think that's my plan. And we'll play some spoongies. It's gonna be good. So I'm gonna get rid of these columns first because they're the ugliest ones and also the closest. Just remove them all. Nice and easy. Oh no, I have to remove the torches because they're too close to the... Okay, thank God I spotted that in time. So it gets real dark around here, but that's fine. Maybe I should use some blue ice or something to let some light through. Gonna be very careful about all of these though, just in case. That's an interesting concept. A YouTuber keeps his private life away from his fans, but also his YouTube life away from his housemates. Like, in retrospect, I genuinely might have been happier if my friends didn't know what I did for a living. Because every now and then they're like, yeah, you don't understand this, man. And it's like, what? You don't understand work? And it's like, well, I mean, that's like functionally incorrect, right? You can say I don't understand working for someone. Because, you know, there's, you know, like lots of rules that are imposed on you from above, which probably does suck. But it's also like, well, that's, you know, that's not really useful. Or like also there's the whole thing, like, I'm glad I don't have any friends that are like this, but like, every now and then it's like, oh, can you just do this? Because if you're, it's like, no, not really, right? Same thing with having money, right? You'd rather no one in your life know that you have any money. Because again, I'm glad that I have good enough friends that this isn't a problem I deal with. But a lot of people's first reaction to money is like, oh, so some for me? Let's break all of these down. Make a lovely thing. You work for 347 people and counting, says Ronstar308. You know, I like that. You are my bosses. But maybe working for yourself is harder. I think, depending on your personality, it genuinely can be harder to work for yourself than someone else. Because I know. So I've been one of the people I've been working with on a project to keep things simple. One of the people I've been working with is very bad at self-motivating. That they can't self-motivate at all. If I don't tell them to do something, like they want to do the thing, but they're like, you know, push it off, or they don't think about it. And so I gotta be like, so can you get it done by this time? Like if they don't have a deadline, they can't get the thing done. And I'm sure people can relate to that there are lots of things that they're like that for. But it's like if you're like that with yourself, it's like, well, then you just don't make money, and so you don't earn. Being able to like self-motivate is very hard. You have all the responsibility and you're responsible to others. But also it means that you get to make your own, like, I'm effectively making my own time off. Like, not really so much, because, like, there are confines. When I take time off, I'm just not getting paid. Like, the idea of paid time off, which is a legal right in the UK, which obviously I can't give to myself, is very interesting to me that, like, oh, so everyone just gets to know they're taking time off and they're still getting paid. That's weird. But then again, I take more time off than the not even time off. I take more traveling time or whatever than the average person. What are you gonna offer me today, friend? Nothing good? Okay, that's fine. Didn't expect anything good anyway. You are a wandering trader after all. Not to be too offensive. Yeah, I've been seriously considering freelancing, says Fairy Kim. I think that if you can motivate yourself effectively, which only you would know if that is correct or not, if you can motivate yourself effectively, of course freelancing is the solution. The question is whether you can or not. And in general, it's like, I don't know, I'd like to pretend I'm good at this, but I'm really not. Like, there was an email, okay, so I'll just level with you. There's a company that wants to pay me something like, it's in the low 4 digits, to talk about their product or service. And it's one that I actually want to talk about, even. But they're like, okay, so you got to sign this contract, and then 2 weeks from that, and then you got to, like, use the thing, and then you got to, like, do this, and it's like, they want, like, a fair amount of time from me, and I'm like, oh, yeah, of course I can do that. But, like, actually making the time to do it, it's like, oh. You know, like, I can self-motivate really well, but motivating myself on behalf of other people, I can't do in the slightest. As long as it's not Crocs. Crocs said they would send me shoes, and then when I asked for the shoes, I had to, like, they didn't even send the payment. I had to, like, forward it to the person's boss to get the money from Crocs. I was not pleased with the end results of the Crocs deal. That went not as good as it should have. Oh, that's looking really good now, right? Chat, what do you think? Do you like the result we've got here? I like it. I think it's looking pretty good. There's another company that like this is something I'm terrible at too. Is like I kind of just assume that people deal with their ends of things. So I did a video for a company in June, and they have yet to pay me. They did rigmarole with me for 2 months, and then I finished the rigmarole, and then they're like, yep, we'll let you know as soon as we can work it out. And I'm like, well, that's a weird thing. And then I sent another email, like, yesterday being like, so you owe me a lot of money and you haven't paid it. And the dude's email that they, you know, the guy who had been working with, his email being deactivated. So it's like, again, have to go through their boss, which I hate doing. Like, I shouldn't have to be working out who to contact to get this done. And then there, again, I couldn't find them either. So I've got to find someone else. And genuinely, I might end up going to actual small claims court because they owe me a lot of money. And, like, I don't know how they ended up in this position. But it's like, yeah, I'm going to actually have to, again, I'm hoping it doesn't come to this. I'm hoping someone at do any of these places pay up front? It used to be that places paid up front, and then, like, maybe YouTubers, like, skipped out on the money or something. But, like, nowhere will do it recently. They're like, yeah, we're here within 30 days of the video going up. So I can now only work with reputable brands, because I'm not working with a random, you know, Chinese company on 30-day payment terms. Like, if I don't have the money before the video goes up, even before I've recorded the video sometimes, because it's like, well, you know, like, I could be out on the work. Also, thank you very much, Kaz. But yeah, long story short, it's I just think that it's like I hate that aspect. I don't want to be mad with people. I don't want to have to call you to do your job. And so I just don't for the most part, right? Like, and I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be a whole thing. Gonna be a whole thing. Again, I'm hoping that like it's just a misunderstanding that I've dealt with one bad employee here or there. Yeah, I think that this company, again, this isn't Crocs. Crocs paid eventually once I emailed the person's manager. Yeah, it's just there's so much in life that's like this that I just can't keep up with. You know, I mentioned the Let's Play. Okay, okay, this is Toycat Complains About Life. I'm sorry, these are boring stories to everyone. I mentioned the Let's Play. So a person I've been working with a lot on. Did I say it was my bathroom already? If I didn't, then on a part of my house, who knows which one? Could be the bathroom, could be anywhere. So someone that I've been working with to make it all happen. Every single time they like say they're gonna do something, and then the time comes, I'm like, so like I wait a few days after, then I'm like, so how's that going? And they're like, oh, I was just in the middle of doing it right now, actually. And it's funny because I figured after the third time they'd stop. Like, okay, you know, it's absolutely done now. But I called them to be like, oh yeah, we had an appointment at 11:30, and I'm 50 minutes late here, so I hope that's all fine. They're like, oh yeah, actually, did you get my missed call? And it's like, yeah, I didn't get a missed call. Oh, that's so weird, because I emailed you at 11:30. Sorry, I called you at 11:30. Oh, that's so strange. You know how it is. It's fine. It's like, couldn't you have just said, oh yeah, I forgot to. Oh, that's fun how we are both now realizing. And it's just like, can't we all just admit, like, oh yeah, we make mistakes. Things are hard. Finding motivation to do things is even harder. Also, Jardins, thank you for becoming a channel member. Also, you know, I saw your video. That's all I'll say there, actually. End it there. So let's spin the wheel. What are you gonna get, Jardins? On the wheel of Toycat, you're gonna get drink water. Okay, I'm gonna take some water and I'm gonna drink it just for you. Let's go. Yeah, I never do that when I'm working, says Ronstar308. It totally is a thing of like the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and I understand the premise behind that being like, I understand why that needs to be true to a certain extent. Like, yeah, I mean the people who are actively calling and being mad about something care about something a whole bunch more. I get it. I really do understand that is the case. But also it's like, so now my life, just to get things done that should be getting done, involves making calls. It's the same with, can I tell you the most frustrating process in the world is buying a house. I'm so glad I don't intend to buy a house anytime soon. Because the way the process works, let me walk you through it, is, so you decide you're going to buy the house. You agree on a price of the seller after a long process, and then it's like, okay, I'll instruct someone to buy this house for you. And so the house person's meant to deal with everything, and then show you a few things so you can be like, are you okay with this? Like, the house has, there's a lot of radioactive gas in the area around my house. And they're like, are you sure you want to proceed with the purchase? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. It's actually very, very common in the UK. I don't know if that's, like, I don't know. We don't have that much lower for life expectancy as a whole, so probably not that big of a deal. We'll find out if I die of cancer. Maybe we have higher cancer rates, actually. It could be true. So I'll look into that. I'm curious. Yeah, it's, we have, we have, like, so, like, they're like, yep, this, that. They confirmed, like, hey, do you want to buy the house with the furniture? Because it comes with all the stuff. And I was like, go on, then. You can leave all that stuff in there. Why not? Just, let's get this done. Also, Emily, I like your name. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Your profile picture is very red, white, and blue. I'm sure it's a coincidence. But that means that you're British, Russian, or American. Who knows which one? All I know is you get a spin on the wheel of Toycat. And what you get is Google Urban Dictionary your name. So I'm gonna Urban Dictionary, Emma Lee. Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary. Okay, let's see what comes up. Emma Lee. The blackest of the human race, usually found in Arlington, Washington. So black they go by the nickname Midnight. Today I learned that you know, I didn't think that could be true. I assumed you were white from your profile picture, but I should have checked the Urban Dictionary reference first. But anyway, yeah, so like, what the? I bet there's like a girl called Emily living in Arlington, Washington. Wait, Arlington, Washington? I think Arlington's near Washington, D.C. Whatever, you know, I think there is a girl who is maybe of the darker skin tone variety who lives there and wrote that, or had a friend write that about her. Very confused otherwise. Anyway, so, yeah, I don't know, it's like, it's just, it's frustrating having to, like, actively do something that should be happening by itself, you know? Like, making a passive process into an active one is the exact opposite of what you should want to do in life. 2 Jadens, we are very lucky. I think you'll find the other one is Jarden, thank you very much. Unless there's another Jaden as well as a Jarden. Definitely a Brit and very pale, says Emily. You know, with a name like Emily, I genuinely assumed American. I was like, there's no way that's not American. I'm from America because my name's Emily. That one's on me. No one even said howdy that time. Didn't even need to trigger the toy cat for that one. But thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Welcome to the coolest cat club. And we're about to hit 350 again. We'll just pretend it's the first time we hit 350, and we'll do the breathalyzer stream. Hopefully this weekend. I feel like I'm doing something this weekend, but if I'm not, and even if I am, I'll do a drinking stream early in the day, and then I'll just enjoy the thing I'm doing so much more. We love our R's. Do your best American accent, says Nate B. I think y'all find my best American accent's also my worst American accent. So Kat doesn't know that Jordan and Jaden are the same person. Is that true? That can't be true. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That one's got a penguin picture and one's got a real person picture. This is slander, and I will not accept it. Okay, let's get all the gravel in the world. This is honestly, chat, what do you think about this ice ball? I think it's looking pretty damn good, right? I'm really liking the end result. Here it sounds like Emily and Toycat's accent. Emily. I like the R's. Emily is Emily in the West Country. I do really like the way the West Country rolls the R's. I'm from the West Country, I roll me R's because I believe I'm a barrel. I don't know what that accent was. Was that good pirate chat? Rate my pirate accent out of 10. You know, I wanna see the worlds of. I feel like that might be one of my least terrible accents, which is not a high bar to go for. I like the ice ball too. Thank you, Myra. I'm glad you like it. Is that actually how you say your name, by the way? I used to have a girlfriend called. Her name was actually Naira. Like it was the same but with an N, and I was like, I remember this very distinctly. You know, maybe this is me being mean. Maybe this is me being a terrible boyfriend. Mira. Also, it's not Myra. See, okay, your story is therefore the exact opposite of the one I'm about to tell, because I remember being like, so how do you pronounce your name then, huh? You know, just like should mention that, and I remember the accent was all right. Thank you, enjoy that. 10 out of 10. Okay, you know what? The number of 10 out of 10s make me feel good. So anyway, my like before I read her name before I met. Is that normal to read someone's name before you meet them? Or is that like a 2021? Is that like a, you know, living in the current age thing? Anyway, so her name was Nera. And that's how I always said it, because it was spelled N-E-I-R-A. And she always pronounced it Naira, and all of her friends said Naira, but she's like, well, you know, I've never heard it in English before. It's probably important to note that she wasn't an English native speaker. And she wasn't from an English-speaking country. I I never heard it in English before, so I guess that could be the pronunciation. And like, I don't know why, but like, that should have been my cue to be like, yeah, okay, I can say Naira like literally everyone else in our life. But no, I called her Naira for everything. I don't know if I ever called her name actually. Like, how often do you actually say the names of people around you, you know? Like, especially your partner. It's not very often. It's not very often at all. Have the sands of time made better butter, or will milk sell out on shelves? Says Jordan Jones. I have no idea what I just read there. But I'm glad people like my accents. I'm glad there is value in them to the people of the internet. Okay, we're gonna kill the skeleton, break him with my face, and then we're gonna we can actually, just with the last of the sponges, we can finally be done with this little area right here. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be brilliant. Yeah, there we go. Now we can remove this wall using torches too. And then we just gotta remove another wall behind that wall. And then once we remove that wall, and then once we remove the wall behind that, there's so many walls here I've just not removed. It's a bit of a problem, I would say. So remove these walls and then these walls, and the end result is we can see through to the ice wall. What I love to see. So yeah, have you finished reviewing Realms this month? I have. See, technically, you know, September's finished in 2 hours, but I got through all the Realm review. Just about barely, but it still counts. See, I'm going to remove this part of the wall first, because it's the easiest bit, and so it's the most accessible. Mr. Cat, tear down that wall, and the other, whoa, my god, and the other one. You know, it's weird how many, like, iconic speeches and phrases, like, at the time were actually just like, yeah, this is just a guy saying a thing. Like, I wonder if the most iconic thing I say in my life will be something, like, offhanded and joking. You know? Like, you know, the famous JFK line is, Ich bin ein Berliner. And everyone makes jokes about how he's actually saying he's a donut, because there's a donut in Germany called a Berliner. And so he's like, oh, I'm a Berliner. It's a funny donut thing. But, like, actually, that famous, like, Gutterfer line is actually a very serious one. And then, like, the reverse for, like, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. And so, yeah, it's strange to me. I wonder, like, I've said this so many times before, but I love, like, kind of unintended consequences. Like, you do something and then you don't realize how much bigger than you the thing is. Oh, we have to remove these, although, oh god, okay. Pickaxe is back to death level. That's fine. Can live with that. Yeah, this ice wall looks pretty sweet. It's very weird in rendering sometimes, but if we ignore that, it looks good. Okay, so now all there is left to do. Wait, is there water here? Oh, there still is. Let's spoongy that up. Make sure that goes away. That is all of the water gone. We've drained all the ocean we're going to be draining. Now it's just about the cleanup. Now it's just about removing some gravel so we can see the ocean we drained. For now, though, it looks pretty good. Hi, Ticat, how long do you estimate you have left? So we've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. I'd give it another half hour. And then another 20 minutes, because every time I estimate something, I'm always horribly wrong. What just happened there? How did that melt? Of all the things that should have melted from that block, I don't see how it was that one up there. Whatever, let's not think about it. Does Tugger have a map showing how much is... Oh, that's a good idea. Let's go look at it on the map, by the way. Okay, that's gonna be... Okay, that's a glorious moment. I need to have that available in the video. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now, actually. It's gonna be a glorious moment. I'm looking forward to that result. What do you reckon, chat? Go look at the map. I think it's gonna look beautiful. Yeah, we were here. It's done. You know what? You can say if you're here at this moment, you're here right near the end. I guess, you know what? We might as well take advantage of the whole thing so we can do this. We're gonna make a lot of unpretty holes in the wall with my torches that I'm not removing quick enough. Oh, actually, the water that the torches create deals with the torch problem. I love that as an effective solution. We was here 2021. I always found that, okay, you know that graffiti that, like, I don't know why it's so common for teenagers to do, but, like, you know, was here, you know, and then in a certain year. It's so weird because, like, you see that graffiti from all the years before you, and then you decide, like, I'm going to add it too. So future people look at this. And it's weird because you know that by the time future people see it, they've lost most of the meaning of it, right? Like, by the time anyone thinks about what you've done, almost all of the meaning behind it is gone. You know, the magic behind this moment that you and, you know, like... Or even the weirder one is, like, people putting their relationships. Like, oh yeah, Patricia X, you know, Timothy. I don't know why they both have such long and unwieldy names, but they do. You know, 2024. You know, like, it's like one of those pieces of graffiti that's just like, it's a human trend. It, like, it's easy to think of, and yet it fulfills such a deep thing. You can see when my cousin spray painted, name was here on Google Street View. See, that's something I'd be concerned about. Like, you're giving the, you know, you're committing a crime and then you're giving evidence of it. That seems like the opposite of smart. Thank you, Josh C. You are the opposite of the opposite of the opposite of the opposite of smart. I hope that's the right number. And you know what you get as a reward? You get to spin the wheel of Toycat. How hard of a spin would you like? First time donating ever. Thank you so much, Josh C. How hard of a spin would you like on the wheel of Toycat? I am going to give you free reign to choose this one. We can go for a soft. We can go for a medium. We can go for a medium light. What is a medium light? Let's find out if you do it, I guess. So yeah, just plays a ton of torches where some got removed. Josh C, as hard as your heart desires. Okay, let's see. Let's try and spin this the hardest we've ever spun. We'll ignore the spider. Yeah, that was a good spin, huh? Oh, that's how hard my heart desires. Everything to 110%. Ooh, get up and dance. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling we need to get up and dance. It's definitely my unique feeling. What if my heart desired just a slight nudge? You know, my heart just isn't in it today. So yeah, this is that was perhaps the last spin on the wheel of Toycat. Because if you don't know, we do it when we get a new member, but only for the duration of these streams. And this is about to be the last stream. Thank you for doing so. Turn off the green screen. You don't even have to turn off the green screen, right? You just have to get behind it. What is dancing, you know? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't understand the concept of dancing. You know, let's keep dancing as we play. This is dancing. Do you like it? This is me burning 3 calories a minute right here. Dance is dead. I think you understand it enough. My life is complete now. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna go grab. Well, you have to turn everything off so I can use it in a video. You know, I'll keep my face cam in the corner. Why not? Okay, so yeah, we'll fly over there. Oh, it's raining. Should have waited. Should have gone to sleep, really. Okay, so just for the... Okay, so here is... Oh, wait, no, I have to turn off my... Let's start the recording. Okay, so in the... Wait, oh, my inventory is a mess. We'll just leave some blocks here. It'll be fine. Okay, so I am currently in the middle of the live stream where I'm finishing up the project. But now the beautiful thing I have to find out is how much does the map change. This is one of my favorite parts of any project because this is what it looked like before. This is one of my favorite... Oh, you know what? Screw it. I can try that again. I got it. Okay. So I'm currently in the middle of a live stream where I am, of course, removing said water, and I'm about to do one of my favorite bits of this entire thing because we're going to take the map, which currently looks like this, And now we go replace it, and then we remove it or whatever. Okay, so we should grab a second map at the same time. Just for the fun of it. Yeah, there we go. I literally can't take more than 2 maps right now. It's a bit of a problem. Remove the member text. Yeah, I was thinking of removing the member text. And then I figured, you know what? Screw it. It looks more authentic when you see it that way. Okay, let's fly up. And then let's fly down. Yeah, that'll be part of the future video. It'll be great. In a future day, Harrison is editing this together. Okay. Oh, that was weird. Wait, that's on the wrong side, right? Oh, that's over there that this has changed. So, look, oh, as we move there, oh, you can literally watch the ocean drain on the map. That is so beautiful. Okay, that's cool. I like that. And then this one happens the same. Just instantly drains up all the way to the ice wall. That is actually pretty cool. Let's throw some gravel away, as well as some ice, of course, because we have too much ice. And then let's throw the wet sponges into the furnace. Oh, actually, we don't need any more of these. Yeah, that is how much ocean we drained. We drained a whole map. Actually, this is like a half map. Although this is a half map as well. And then also it extends further forward. You know, it's a whole mess. But yeah, it's very, very cool to look at, in my opinion. Yeah, we're gonna fly up, and then we're gonna fly down, and it's gonna be wonderful. So yeah, all of a sudden. Okay, wait. Now we have to go back. Wait, this is still part of the recording. And now it looks like this. Oh god. I need to make this. Why is it only free scaffolding like to the right here? It needs to be centered up, I think. Should I just do that now? You know what? We can do that now. Let's center up this scaffolding. Now let's not have my life be needlessly hard. Let's just 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now we grab this one again. This is okay. And now it looks like this, and it looks like this, and then these ones are also going to have to change. Yeah, should we do that now? I think we should. Look at the way the land just extends into the ocean at a very strange angle. I do have to say I like it. But there are more maps to be changed. Use the blocks. I like how this chat isn't super active. I think the best chat is one where you get fewer messages that are higher quality. For sure. I think, in reality, that is hard to actually see anything with. But, okay, let's look at them, chat. Let's see how the map changes. Ooh, yeah, that's cool. Oh, look, even more of the... This used to be so snowy when I last went over there, but the whole place is kind of messed up. And then this one, ooh, yeah, I like that too. Just flips the switch. It's all gone. It's done. There's a weird circle there, but that's definitely been there before. And now we go back, and we add those to the pile too. I love listening to you going into YouTuber voice. I didn't realize I had a YouTuber voice until, like, I was casually talking to the camera, and I was like, huh, I speak differently, huh? Why is that? And now they look like this and this. There's just a lovely square of the ocean that is now drained and looks like... Again, you can tell that it's ocean from the way the block... Like, it almost looks like an end with some weird grass on there. There's some dirt as well that hasn't yet been turned. Eventually it will be. It's very, very cool to look at on the map. But let's go look at it in person. Okay, so now the last bit of that video will be me in actual person. Curious what Toycat's social interaction voice sounds like. It's just me being like, so you know what the deal with spaghetti is? Like, it's really long and thin, and then you put it in your mouth for some reason? Oh, and we're all meant to believe that's not the fault of the global anarchic conspiracy, you know? I don't know what set of words I used right there. Your voice gets chirpier in non-live videos. I wonder what chirpier even means, though. I do wonder. Okay, we're gonna save that as Ocean 5. Okay, one sec. Gotta save a video title, internet, so I don't forget about it, because I totally will forget about it otherwise. Ocean 5. Ocean 5. This was a live stream. Lol. There we go. Okay, what's happening here? That's what's happening here. Okay, so I was contemplating why the map looked weird, then I remembered it was created 9 years ago. Yeah, the biomes in the inner square, and then the biomes in the outer square, and then the biomes outside of that are all very different to each other. I was thinking of building a big wall after 1.18 to represent the new kind of areas on that. But I think it would... I think the extra walls would be unnecessary. I think just having the old size world be walled off is a good enough thing for me. But, yeah, I'd say that in a live stream you sounded normal, but on the video you sounded full of caffeine. Maybe that full of caffeine voice is what the people really want. Or maybe I'm just not giving people what they actually really want. Yeah, okay. We're almost there, Internet. We're on the home stretch. Look at this. We are about to remove the last of the walls. Oh, I've got the ocean thingy effect, giving me just a little bit of a boost over here. What I love to see. Oh yeah, here we go. It's happening now. I don't have a place to store all this gravel, so we're gonna have to work that one out later, I think. But for now, oh yeah, look at the glory. Build the wall, toycat, build the wall. I think I'm doing the opposite of that. I hate to break it to you, but if wall building is your thing, then I am not delivering on it. But yeah, I think that, hey, I'm new, I just subbed, says Jack Xander. Thank you so much for becoming a subscriber. You know what something interesting is? That as things scale up, they get much less, like, personal, right? Like, you are a new subscriber, like, one of what, like 1.7 million, something like that. And so it's hard for you to feel like, yeah, I'm like 100% valued as an individual. Because it's like such a big blob that it's like, yeah, it's almost like more of a collective at some point, right? Like, I am part of group, subscribes to toycat. And I always found that to be like, sad. Like, kind of necessary. In the same way that, like, if you send a letter to McDonald's, actually maybe a letter's a bad example. Like, you might think that when you're a part of the McDonald's My Reward loyalty program, that like, yeah, Mr. McDonald, he cares about my loyalty. He likes me so much. In you know, like it's hard, you know, Mr. McDonald doesn't care about you. You're one of 100 million burgers he sold yesterday. I mean, there's no Mr. McDonald. It's owned by shareholders, so that makes things more complex. 1.73 million good friends. 1.73 million okay friends. Let's not push the boat out too much on that one. People get reduced to nothing but numbers. It's weird though because people say that like it's such a bad thing. And again, like sometimes you really need to be a person and not a number. But like, you know, for instance, when it comes to okay, you know, with the bathroom thing with the person who's like only paying attention to me when I'm actively paying attention to her. You know, like, and actively pushing her. Or like the house thing where they only would work on my house if I sent them a thing being like, hey, how is this going? You know, in those cases, I want everyone to be a number. I hate that I'm a number and not a name. Because I only hate it because okay. I only hate it because everything's gonna be fine. We'll just, the pickaxe has still got some durability left in it, I'm sure. I hate it because I want everyone to be a number. I want you to be like, okay, I've got 50 cases to go through. I'll get through 10 today, 10 tomorrow, 10 on Wednesday, 10 on Thursday, 10 on Friday. Then worst case, you get to me on Friday. Whereas the current system is, oh yeah, I have to deal with Emma first because I love Emma's case. And oh, and then there's Emily. I love Emily. Oh, and then there's Tad. Oh, Tad's so great. Oh, and Emily needs more help because I did her so early and now she needs more help with this. And she wants to get this done as soon as possible. You know, like pushing people up and becoming, you know, people that way. It's like, no, I want to be a robot on a production line. I don't want them to care about my name, my story, my anything else. I just want them to get it done. Same with like, you know, like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm a name and not... I feel like I'm just a number to McDonald's. It's like good, you know? I don't wanna be like, you know, oh hey Sam, how's it going? You got my Big Mac that I ordered 5 minutes ago? You got that for me? Oh, how are the kids, Sam? The kids are going well? Oh, that's so good. You know, I was really feeling good about Jimmy's prospects, even though he has he has that weird, you know, thing going on with his eyes. But it's really cool that he's doing well despite that, you know? I'm really proud of Timmy. He's a inspiration. No, I don't. I just want to be like number 32 burger. Yes, please. Thank you. I'll be on my way now. That is what peak performance looks like. You may not like it, but it is true. Yeah, I like the way this looks. My biggest worry now is genuinely like it should have gone further out. Like with the wall actually down, it does look like it should have gone a bit further. And now I feel fear and worry about that. Maybe sometime later we'll replace it with another ice wall. It's not impossible that we will. There's a lot of creepers over here. Okay, let's kill creepers, because I need the gunpowder. And then we'll also get the experience, so I can feel better about my shovel and whatnot. There we go. Okay, maybe we should just go kill some cows or something. Do the actual logical thing. Yeah, let's go breed some cows. Killing is bad. Too much murder in the world. Not enough compassion and solution finding. Let's go kill some cows. Let's go. I mean, breed some cows. Gotta keep not getting that mixed up. I want to be a number at McDonald's to the point where I can get angry. The cars go out of order at the drive-thru. You know what? I've never been in control of a car at a drive-thru, and I can count the number of times I've been in a vehicle at the drive-thru like on one hand, so it's not a relatable experience to me, sadly. However, actually, let's take this. Oh, okay, we're kind of messed up here. However, I would like to I'd like to quickly. The dirt chest is full. I know it's gravel I need, so this chest has plenty of space. See, it's finally healing. We're taking all the gravel back, and we'll eventually use it to make concrete or something. I don't know. It's good. And then we'll put the dirt away. There's a few spaces for it in there somewhere, I'm sure. No, there's not. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Okay, and now we'll put the ice away. 12 ice blocks. There's a good place for that. And now we're gonna go breed some cows, because my pickaxe and my shovel are so close to dead, and I can't afford for them to actually die. And you know what? It's sad. Whew. Okay, let's go. How is it possible you can count the number of times being on a drive-thru in one hand? You've only been a few times? Yeah, exactly. Like, how many situations are there where you need to go on a drive-thru? It's like, I want fast food. I don't want it delivered. I want to go there and pick it up. And I don't want to leave my vehicle. And I don't personally drive a vehicle, so it has to be someone who does have a vehicle. It's like, yeah, that is a very rare situation. The last time I went for a drive-thru, I got the Mook. It's the weird breakfast item they only have in America, where it's like, it's the sausage patty from the sausage McMuffin, but it's 2 pancakes around it. It was very good. I had a very good breakfast that morning. You know, drive-thru is fine. Yeah, that's my take on that. So killing is bad, but forced breeding is fine, says Dat Boy. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm gonna guess actually from that, it's probably like it's a comment about abortion, right? Because people who anti that would say that it's a life, and if you're in favor of that, you'd say that it's not a life, and it's forcing someone to do something against their will, i.e. the mother having a child or whatever. And so at the risk of diving into something entirely controversial for no reason, I think that the point in understanding... Oh, no. The point in understanding people better on this one would be thinking like, okay, well actually it's not forced, right? No one forces you to do the precursors to breeding. That's what they would say in response. Whether that's a good argument or not is something you can deal with on your own best. So now let's switch out to the pickaxe, get that up above the threshold, and then let's breed some more cows. Let's just run through the center here. All the cows, all the breeding, all of the time. So many cows, I don't even know what to do with them all. And then switch back out to the pickaxe. There we go. Now my pickaxe has a tiny bit of life in it, and we're fine. I thought we had to kill the cows for the sake of lag. Yeah, the Let's Play version that went up right now actually has an issue of that being, it's a whole problem. So Cat, this farm is beautiful. Thank you, Jaden Ogden. I appreciate that a lot. More people should say things I own are beautiful. That's what my life needs. What foods do you usually eat on a daily basis? If you don't drive, how do you prepare them? I'm so confused by that question. Like, I live right next to 3 supermarkets. Like, I say right next to. I have to walk 5 to 10 minutes to get to a supermarket. And then I can, with my own hands, I can only bring like 2 to 4 bags worth of stuff. I can put one on my back too, and maybe get like 5 bags of groceries. That's uncomfortable though, so I usually only buy like 1 bag of groceries at a time. You buy what, like you know, potatoes, that's like 100 meals. You buy eggs, that's like 5 meals. You buy smoked salmon, that's a lifetime's worth of meals. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's not such a wacky, bizarre thing. But maybe I'm the weird one. So, Cat, your never Oxide Daisy Meadow is beautiful. Thank you very much. That's all I needed to hear, Charles Ezra D. That's all I needed to hear. Getting groceries delivered is a thing. You know, I never got into grocery deliveries because I got some groceries delivered once, like very long time ago now. Very long time ago. Like at the very early days of delivery. And there were delivery fees, and it was like complex, and like it was so much effort that I was like, I'm just gonna go to the store. You know? I like looking around the store for groceries, you know, browsing. Personally, that's just me. I'm weird. That's fine. I can be that way. So I like looking around the store for groceries or whatever else. You know, because even though it's like the store being evil and manipulative and knowing that you'll buy more groceries that way, to me it's like, oh yeah, it's cool if I find a brand of cookies that I'd like to try. You know, sure. Like, I go to the store to be advertised at with food because I want to find more food I like. Hey Toycat, do you like fitness? No, I like finding ways to like hack fitness of like, I'm finding as many hobbies as I can that exercise me. Because I hate actually doing exercise as a thing. I have to like trick myself into it. Yeah, don't shop hungry. Oh no, that's the thing. You go to the store hungry, and then you know what you want when you're hungry. You know, that's the pro tip. Obviously, again, this is like, you're gonna spend more money doing that, so, you know, buyer beware or whatever else. Don't eat, give all your money to Toycat. I agree with Jaden Ogden. Don't eat, give all your money to Toycat. So yeah, that was an entirely unnecessary little side diversion, I realize now. Let's go home. Today was great, says Londondo. And it's still going on. Anyway, so, have you ever owned a car? If not, do you have a dream car? I used to think it was it's called the Nissan 350Z. Because it was my favorite game, my favorite car from Need for Speed Underground 2. No, Underground 1? Underground 2. Then I realized that wasn't what I wanted, and that actually nothing can bring me joy because I'm a soulless husk with nothing but sadness and pity inside my heart. But no, yeah, like to me, yeah, I live a life that doesn't require a car, and I feel like you should want a life where the car is optional, not required. Because if you need something too bad, then, you know, it defeats most of the fun of the thing. Sponsored by Nissan. Yeah, no, I think if I was picking a car today, it would be a Tesla, no question, right? I don't know whether I'd buy a used Tesla or a new one though. That'd be the genuine question. Because unlike most cars, it's not like, oh yeah, buy a new Toyota Camry. Is that a car? That sounds like a car. For $15,000, or buy a used one for $5,000. You know, like it's 3 times as, like, so many cars are so much more expensive to buy than to buy used because people want to buy new because they're like, you know, big boy baller or whatever. With Teslas, if you buy one used, it's still like, you know, it's like 80,000 to buy one new or like 68,000 to buy it used. It's like, fine, I'll just buy the new one, sure. But then, like, could I bring myself to spend 80,000 on a form of transport? You know? If, like, you know, you can, you're not that far away from a private jet at the point where you're spending 6 digits on something. And a private jet can go far more places than a car. And then it's like, well, learning to ride a private jet is going to cost you all the money in the world. Like, it costs like, so it costs like 500 an hour to learn how to fly. And it's like, well, that's expensive. I prefer a car that likely wasn't set on fire and didn't fall to pieces, says Diluted Dente. What sort of cars are you buying that have been set on fire? I have questions to raise. It's okay, I have to go. I really enjoyed your stream. Good night. Did I read that twice? I think I'm getting tired. Yeah, I've been sleeping early recently. I'm really proud of myself. Honestly, me having a broken sleep schedule and me streaming more are two things that correlate perfectly together. And like, here's like an interesting dilemma. Like, as a viewer, should you want what's good for me as a person? Or should you want what's good for me as an entertainer? Right? Like, if I go through some terrible stuff, like, you know, as has been maybe happening somewhere in there, I feel like that makes me much more interesting as a thing, right? If I ruin my sleep schedule to, you know, like if I do like a 8-hour stream or whatever else it is, it like, you know, like it takes away my social power for the day. But then you go on an 8-hour stream. And like, it's really easy to say, yeah, of course you want what's best for the streamer. But also, that's, you know, like, our actions say the opposite, right? Like, all the streamers and YouTubers who are killing it are the ones who are like actively, you know, shooting their mental health in the heads. So Cat, you deserve to be happy. I mean, everyone deserves to be happy. It's just the question of like, well, I mean, you know, what do we do to get you there? You know, what's gonna take you over the line and make magic happy possible? And the answer is it's very different for each person, isn't it? That is a scary little hole, but we'll ignore that for now. Do what's best for you, please. Yeah, one of the things I've been trying recently is that, like, okay, you know, I have enough channels and enough weird things, like, can do what is healthy for me in a given moment, and still probably come out fine on the other end, you know? The map business is also doing its whole own thing. There's enough things going on that, like, I probably won't starve if I make a slightly suboptimal business decision. But then I think it's still not like easy to know for sure if it's the right thing to do. Like, whenever you see YouTubers that fell off, it's like, oh yeah, sucks. And it's like, it's almost like a shame thing. Like, do you want that shame? Do I want to look back in 5 years and feel like I pushed myself to the limit? Or do I want to look back in 5 years and be like, oh yeah, I push myself sometimes, but not really. And I don't actually know what the answer is. If I look back on the last 5 years, I'm so immensely glad that I pushed as hard as I could at the right moments, and they've led to some great successes that have lasted even to the present day. I'm very, very glad that past me did that for current me. But at the same time, you know, maybe that changes now, or maybe not. I don't know for sure. So yeah, we're basically done now. Chat, we are, get this right. We have a few more blocks to mine here and there, but it's basically done otherwise. And the long run be booked up if you don't have a good rest, so sleep slave. You know what, Matt So, thank you for your viewpoint. Am I a person or am I a meaningless number, says Daniel Gerald. You're definitely a meaningless number. I mean, sorry, subscriber number 1.6345 million. Get back to work, troll. Not get back to work. You know, get back to work anyway, screw it. Happiness is a lie, we only have brief moments, but yet we strive for it. I don't know if I was saying this or if I was just thinking this at some point. But I wonder if happiness is sometimes happiness is, like, I think that the reason you should strive for happiness is it makes you a more, a better person? Not the right word, a more useful person? A better rounded person? It makes you into, being happy allows you to be more, you know, whatever else. Like, you know, do you get what I'm saying? You can push yourself harder when you're happy and when you're enjoying something. than when you're not happy and when you're not enjoying something. Okay, we're removing the dirt and we're removing the sponges. And then, get this chat, we spent over 24 hours, that's a whole human day, doing something dumb just for the sake of these streams. I think I might make a video eventually from these. It's gonna be like 28 hours long or some. Not 28, probably like 25. Okay, and now we're done. Look at that. Okay, wait, there's a few rogue sponge blocks around the place that we're gonna have to spend some time going up and getting, of course. But barring those, and also maybe some ice blocks we might decide to remove later. I'm not decided on the floating ice blocks. But now, as you can see, we have drained a giant ocean. Whether we drained a whole ocean is actually still up for debate. But we drained an ocean. You know, we won't say entire, just for the sake of avoiding that can of worms. Yeah, I thank you so much for coming along to these live streams, for enjoying yourself if you did, and for allowing me to do the dumb things in my Minecraft world, and somehow, you know, for it to be not the worst decision I've ever made, because, you know, I did get some members during these. We're gonna do the breathalyzer stream for 350. We're gonna have a lot of fun things. I didn't want to do it while this series was running, because, again, gotta be a peak, not talking about too much. But 20 something hours later, the ocean is drained, life is good, and now the question is, what do we do next? The answer is we're probably gonna dig down at the hole. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, because I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good day. It's been beautiful, but I'll see you later. We did it. We did it. Oh, and yeah, so this is the end of the Wheel of Toycat. We'll be doing something else with the wheel in the future. But thank you to everyone who's become a member. I hope that you enjoy the coolest cat club, and indeed the member exclusive things that currently is the house tour, me bathing in Iron Brew, and the full length version of the beating the dragon without wood video. So, you know, just saying, cool time to become a member, huh? Okay, goodbye. Thank you for being here. And if you want, oh yeah, also the giant hole pictures. If you want to see more pictures of my giant hole, become a member. Goodbye.